I got to go get the money. Who am I? Does anybody know? Good afternoon to you. Big Sales here. Please hit the like button. Super chats go to the top. We are getting ready for the startup of the National Football League season. Last dress rehearsal is really this weekend. Doesn't really matter. But again, I hear people say that preseason football and exhibition football doesn't matter. That's not the truth. It doesn't matter sometimes for really good football rosters. If you're the Jets, you don't know who your 25 are. If you're the Eagles, you know who your 25 are before you even go to training camp. It's a completely different view of exhibition football preseason. Every organization has a different look at how they're going to use it. Some like the Rams. What do you think the odds that you're going to make the Rams roster if you're a 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th round draft choice? 0. Same with Philly. Same with a lot of the good rosters like Seattle. There's not a chance you're going to make those rosters. When you're Tennessee and you're Cleveland and you're the Jets, there's a great chance you're going to make those rosters because they have no idea what their 53 look like. None. How could they? They stink. So at the end of the day, yeah, exhibition games might not matter as much to Philly as, say, Tennessee because they're in different areas of their program right now. Tennessee's trying to find 53 players. The Eagles pretty much know they're 53. You know, going into training camp, there were probably 8 spots that were going to be open in Philly. 8 spots. And when you're like the Jets, there's going to be like 20 spots open when you go and you're trying to make that ball team. Every single football team is different in how they look at exhibition football, man. It's just different. That's why when people go, well, the games don't matter. They matter in New York. They matter in New York for the Giants, and they matter in New York for the Jets. Hit the like button. Appreciate you guys coming aboard. By the way, we really got some great news coming up here. We're coming to Philly, and we're going to invite you. I'm going to give you more details here in a little bit, but we are coming to Philly, and we're going to be doing this during the holiday, so we want to get everybody with us here, and we're going to have a great party. By the way, I'm going to try to get Angelo. Angelo's on today at 3:30. So we will be in Philly this football season. So, again, I mean, we're looking forward to that. So, again, we'll give you more details coming up. We'll do that at the bottom of the hour, and we'll tell you where we're going to be and what we're going to do. We'll tell you how you can get involved with it. We'll do that here in a second. All right. So, got to get the money. Got to get the money. This Makai Lemon guy, I'm starting not to like him. You know, I mean, I'm starting not to buy the hype. Something about the guy. Take it from somebody like me. When you get to the NFL, being a pro is a big deal. Learning how to be a pro, it's a thing. And I did not understand it when I got to the NFL. Now, my situation was different, but I had missed a lot of training camp because of the supplemental draft. I didn't get a chance to acclimate myself to being a pro. Friday, I was still a college kid. Sunday, I was a pro football player playing against the Bears. Within 48 hours, my acclimation was not long. It was 48 hours. College kid, pro kid. That transition is something. I heard John talking about that. And there's no question. Being a pro, getting into a routine, understand what it's about being a pro, it's a big deal. This guy was asked a question about going out and performing in front of the fans tonight. Going to have an open practice over at the link. I got to go get the money. Then, we got another day. Dude. I mean, I'm not sure you know where you are and what you are and who you are right now. You're meat on that team. Until you prove who you are, nobody gives a shit that you were drafted in the first round. Dude, I mean, I think the kid has a reality check coming. And I'm not real high on him. And I'm talking just him as a guy. I don't know what he's going to be. He just sounds dumb. How you doing, Suave? Appreciate it. The kid sounds dumb. Meaning I got to be more of a pro. What do you mean? Not understanding that you got to tell the trainers that you're injured more? You got to take care of yourself more? You know what I'm starting to hear? That the kid didn't take his rehab serious. And that the trainers had a problem with his rehab. I hope the next time they're in front of Nick today, and they will be in front of Nick, ask that question. How did the guy do during rehab? Was there an issue with his rehab and how he didn't take it as serious as others thought he should? And getting himself on the field. This guy needs to be a pro. Dude, being a pro, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Hey, just talent alone, that's not what that league is, man. Everybody's talented. From the top guy to the bottom 53rd guy. Every guy is talented. Dude, because right now, DeVonta doesn't have him. He sounds like a dope. He sounds like a dope. A dope. Okay? Got to get the money. Seriously, dude. Got to get the money. How about getting out and practicing? How about getting out and being part of a team? Guy sounds like a dope. Honestly. Sounds stupid. I'm not very high on this guy right now. You're going to have to show me a lot to sit there and think you're going to be a contributor to that football team this year. I don't see it. I hate to say it, but I don't trust players from USC. What is there, 4 players from there that stand out? They just produce NFL talent. Hey, dude, they used to produce it. Let's take a look at that. How many guys in Southern Cal right now are like top flight guys? I don't see any O-linemen. Any linebackers? Any secondary guys? Wideouts? Wideouts. Where? Addison up in Minnesota? Where are all these big-time USC guys? Quarterback, Caleb? Okay. Right? But give me another skilled guy, a running back, wideout. Anybody. No, not there yet. No, I just think he's a bust as a dude right now. Dude, get your shit together. I'm telling you. Ahmad's great. Ahmad's great. Ahmad's great. Absolutely. Yeah, man. Are you buying the hype? Hey, Eagle fans. Are you buying the hype on Makai Lemon? Are you buying the hype? I'm not. I'm not buying the hype. Brian Cushing? Like, when was that? 20 years ago? You're buying the hype, okay? Not right now. I'm going to go. Who said that? Flex? I'm going to go with you on that, Flex. Flex, I'm going to go with you with that right there. Not right now. That's where I'm going, Flex. Not right now. I'm not buying a guy's hype. Okay? I'm not buying it. I don't see anything professional about the kid. Can't get on the field, talk shit, stupid stuff. Every time the guy's been in front of a microphone, he said dumb shit. Got to be more pro. Got to go get the money. I mean, what is this guy? Says, I didn't like what I heard from Lemon. The kid was uphill battle to carve a spot out in this league. He's got to show it on Sundays and validate that first-round pick as soon as possible. I am 1,000%. Jimbo, I'm talking about the kid right now, not really the talent. Because, to be fair, I haven't seen the talent. I ain't buying the hype. I want to see the kid go out there and play. And then we'll sit here and go, you know, Sills, he's just a misunderstood guy. And you know what you're going to do? You'll eat a ton of that crap with a guy being stupid like AJ or any of the other diva wideouts. Hey, before you can be a diva wideout, you've got to be a diva wideout. You can't be a diva wideout before you've done nothing. I mean, end of the day, guy, you ain't done shit. Lemon is so immature, Cells. Also is extra zesty. Hey, dude, I'm telling you from failure. Being a pro is a big deal. Being a pro is a big deal. See this here? I don't need 1,700 yards from the kid. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the guy to go out and make some impact catches. Hey, I'm crashing out because the guy talks shit, he sounds stupid, and he ain't practiced. All right. If that's crashing out, I'll take fucking a 6-pack of that. Sills, any inside information on potential moves the Eagles are looking to make? They're not going to make any moves until cutdowns. That'll be on Monday. They'll see what the casualties are from the rosters when people have to get down to their 53 and name their practice squad. So we'll know a little more on Monday or late Sunday night. I forget what the deadline is. I think it's Sunday that they got to get down to 53 dudes. What up, Sills? Do you think Mannion should reconsider the booth versus the field convo? He had more success that second game, or does it matter? I'm reading into it too much. Am I? Dude, I don't know. I wouldn't want somebody telling me where to call games. I'd want to have a feel for it that I felt better. I feel better on the sidelines. I feel better up top. I don't want Nick to tell me, hey, I think you'll be best suited being up top. Bro, that's the problem you get with an inexperienced coordinator. Your head coach is telling you what to do. So let me get this right, guys. Nick Sirianni. Zander, think about this. So Nick Sirianni is going to make the call on if he's going to be in the booth or on the sidelines? How do you know he's not going to make a call during the game then and override him? Hey, I think this play would work better. All right, Nick. If you're telling him what to do on play calling and where it would be better for you to call plays, rest assured he's going to get involved in the play calling on Sundays. Is he not? You can't even make the simplest decision on where you think best fits you calling plays. Your head coach is going to tell you where to do it? He was asked that question the other day. We're working through it as a staff. What do you mean you're working through it as a staff? What do you feel comfortable, Sean Mannion, in where you want to call plays? In the booth or on the sidelines? And the story. I don't want to hear anything from Josh Grizzard. I don't want to hear anything from Nick Sirianni. I don't want to hear anything from Parks Frazier. Where do you feel comfortable calling plays? That guy can't even make that decision yet. We see eye to eye most times, Sills, just not when you're reading. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. My wife would laugh at that one too. Hey, get this. Like I said, here. Now, Mannion's choice of going to the booth to make Sills cry. Bro, he can't even make. I'm not answering that guy. He's stupid. You know what? He's just dumb. Sills, could it be this all overreacting? Could it be this is all overreacting? Since when did the NFL players get paid to be well-spoken? There's been plenty of wide receivers that sound like idiots. I don't remember Smitty sounding like an idiot. All I care is how he performs between the lines. He sounds like a fucking idiot. Sirianni, like you said, brought Mannion in. Though he is the front office guru for Howie. Nick will intervene if we're Mannion. I would stay in the box to focus and concentrate. Dude, if I were him, I don't know where he's going to feel better to call plays. That guy can't even figure out where to call plays. Got the club going up on a Tuesday. I'm going to say this to you, man. This Makai Lemon, I can't wait to see him play. I really can't. I can't wait to see this guy go out there and make his way. I want to see it. I don't believe it. Hey, if I were a betting man, yeah, no. But he gets the benefit because he hasn't played. Till then, I don't see it. Get this. Remember, Twist said Rookie of the Year. Okay? Rookie of the Year from the 3 spot. Let's see here. Who else thinks Rookie of the Year? Seals, can't wait to see Lemon drop passes. I don't believe it. And I'm not buying the hype. Bro, you can't miss all this practice. Talk stupid shit like that and think you're going to get the benefit because you were the 20th pick. Good luck to you, kid. I hope you prove me wrong. You sound stupid. I don't know about this one either. Let's see here. What does Mannion want to sound like a street thug? I didn't say that. I'm talking what he said. I'm not talking how he said it. That's what people like to do. They like to go and they like to add. I'm not saying you, Ant-Man, but they want to add like bullshit like that. I wasn't talking about how he said it. I'm talking about what he said. I've never seen too many offenses look like ass win games. Says, I ain't buying the Lemon hype yet. No, I'm not either. Okay? I'm not. You know what? I'll give Embrace this here. But like I said, how can you have an opinion on Stowers when he showed not well, fair enough. You can't compare this guy to Smitty. Smitty was polished when he came out of college. People thought he was undersized, though. I did. I'll be the first to say that. I did. I was wrong. But it had nothing to do with character. It had nothing to do with character. Seals telemetry, though, is unknown. Is lacking important reps. Wicks Brown will prevail early. Hopefully the kid proves his number one status by November. By November. The number one pick for you, number 20. You hope he plays well. Okay? By November. I've never seen a team win anything with a terrible O-line. Trenches seem to be playing well, and some of the backups. That will be the biggest factor this year. will be the offensive line. By the way, bottom of the hour, we're going to give you guys an update. You see the scrolling line at the bottom? We're going to give you a little insight when we're coming to Philly. Let's see here. I don't know why I can't click this. There we go. Says, I don't want to hit the panic button on the kid yet. Interview etiquette can get worked on. Listen, like I said, mentality and mind thinking and how you prepare and how you look at yourself and how you see yourself on a football team does matter right now. That kid thinks he's an important part of this team. And the Eagles want him to be an important part of this team. It's why they drafted him. Those two things are separate. The Eagles want this kid to be an important part. The kid thinks he is already. Bro, you're not better than Hollywood Brown or Elijah Moore right now. You need to work your way up. When you start thinking that stuff and you think that you supersede anything these other NFL guys have done, this is when you get run over. Like I said, I'm not talking about the kid's ability. I'm talking about the kid right now. So since the draft, they had to be working on this stuff, right? Not hitting home. I don't know. We're crucifying a player that hasn't played one game yet. Yeah. Act like a fucking pro. Think you're not on scholarship here, kid. Yeah. This is professional football. Act like a pro. Yeah. Take it from somebody who didn't. Let me tell you this. If I had to do one thing all over again, I would have acted more professionally. And here's what I mean. So when I get there, I thought because they gave me first round money and all this and that, and they went out of their way. Do you understand I'm the highest drafted defensive tackle in the history of the supplemental draft? To this day. I am the highest drafted defensive tackle in NFL history out of the supplemental draft. And they've been holding that thing since like 1975. The highest pick at DT in the history of the league. And when I showed up, I thought, well, hey, this is my oyster. And I didn't act like a pro. Within a matter of 18 months, I had almost destroyed every single thing that I had built to get to that point because I wasn't a pro. Makai, I need to make this money. Lemon. Feel me? Dude. He's stupid. Hey, I got to make this money. You feel me? If nothing changes with Lemon, it's 100% on him because I'm sure Smitty will try to teach him how to act and present himself on and off the field. He's just a kid talking slang and cocky. I'm not talking how he's saying it. That's nothing to do with what I'm saying here. I don't give a shit how he sounds. I give a shit more what he's saying. He sounds and looks dumb. Got to be more of a pro. What's that mean? Be more of a pro? Somebody told him, that's why. Hey, you need to act like a professional here, kid. You're not at Southern Cal anymore. Let me tell you, when a kid makes that kind of comment, a coach said something to him. Or a player. Maybe Jalen Hurts said something to him. That's not just a random comment. Okay, that's not. So nothing is going to change the perspective of Lemon, but his production on the field. He's got to ball out even more after being a ghost all summer. Yeah, well, yes. I think so too. I think he's an immature kid. Sills, why would the Pats trade away Booty to the Texans? That would have been a good trio in New England. Let me guess. Because AJ didn't like him. Let's try to start that bullshit narrative. Why are you shitting on a rookie for rookie shit? You're upset it happened instead of he is actively growing from. What a fucking dumb comment. How would he know anything? I'm talking about personal experience. This guy's moaning about a guy he probably likes. You got to be kidding me. There's nothing smart that guy says. Seriously, nothing. Like, that guy would be like, nowhere near a football building. He has no idea what he's talking about. In any form or fashion. He could never be coached. He could never in a million years handle the coaching. He could never in a million years make a football team. So, again, there's nothing he says that's redeeming. There's not one thing about M. Reyes that has a redeeming quality when it comes to football that I like. Nothing. He didn't get to USC on an academic scholarship. I don't care if he's a bonehead. Just catch the ball. All right, guys, I want to tell you this right now. We're looking forward to this. So I had a great conversation with Joe Krause yesterday. So we are doing this. This is on December 13th. We are coming to Philly for a tailgate party. And we are inviting you to come aboard with us when the Eagles take on the Colts. The upcoming tailgate party, this is going to be absolutely amazing. We're back in Lot P. This will be the 13th, the JAKIB Sports Holiday Tailgate Party. Eagles, Colts, 1 o'clock kick. Tailgate's at 9. It's $135 a ticket, buy one or two. It's your call, whatever you want to do. Game ticket, custom JAKIB hoodie, made for this day only. Wait until you see what they've done, too. They're going to make a design up here for this event. A personal autograph from me. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, too. I'll bring some football pictures and some of the stuff that I have, and we'll give some of the stuff away, too. I'm flying in to do this show. We're going to have a great time here. Zander's giveaway, his annual national gift giveaways, jerseys, hats, jackets, and more. Zander does a great job. Full tailgate spread, food and drinks, 9 to noon. Krause's coat collection, bring a bunch of stuff there because he does this every year. It's truly one of the great events, and I think it's one of the coolest things that Joe Krause does with Krause's coats, and we really look forward to that. 200 tickets, that's it. That's the whole thing. When they're gone, they're gone. This goes public on the National Football Show throughout the day, throughout the week, all the way up until it's sold out. So here it is right here. 267-261-3428 with your confirmed to lock it in. It's $135. You get all that stuff. Ticket, drinks, food, bunch of great garb. Krause's coats. That's 267-261-3428. Make sure you get involved with that. Really looking forward to it. It's time we come back here and we see everybody. So that's going to again be in, am I right, Zander, when I say this? This is going to be in Lot P. So we will be there for it. And we'll do this each and every single hour here. But it's $135 to get into the ball game and have a great time. I don't know what else to say. You're never going to beat a deal like this. You're going to have a great time. We're all going to have a great time. I'm going to be there and get a chance. And by the way, all of you will get a chance to finally debate personally with Big Sills. How you doing? All right. I'm going to try to get Angelo there too. Angelo or Howard. We'll try to get one of those two guys or maybe even both of those guys there. So make sure you end up texting. There's only 200 tickets. And I've already got people that are telling me right now they're calling in. And so, again, make sure you guys do this. We look forward to it. Okay? Let's see here. Geez, this is how your aunt finds out you're coming back east? Relax, Betty. I just found out. Yeah. If the Eagles need to play a backup week 1, would you rather have Markel Bell or Fred Johnson? I'd rather have Fred Johnson. So make sure you guys will do that at the top. We'll do that again each and every single hour. Angelo's joining us at 3:30, by the way. Okay, so Sills, you're saying I have a chance to drink a Corona and talk shit with you? Sign me up. Fantastic. Yes, Cosmo. Yes. I'm going to be sitting there. We're going to be putting the mic like we did when we were in King of Prussia, when we were at the Hooters. People were going back and forth. I got a feeling this is going to be a little bigger. So, yeah, already people are over. Yeah, okay. Wait till I come into Philly. Wait till I see Sileo. Yeah, well, we'll see what kind of hero you are. For anyone that thinks Lemon saying get money actually meant get money by playing, that's not what he means. I hope everyone understands that means the same thing as get busy. Oh, okay. Thanks for the decoder ring. No, I haven't been around that language before. Not me. What he's telling you, hey, white guys, that's not what he meant. That's what he's saying to you. How dumb. Dan, can you explain this to me? Just saw a stat that says Hurts has 6 career playoff wins. Same as Dak, Herbert, Love, Baker, Young, Murray, Tua, Lawrence combined. Yet they're all ranked ahead of him by the media and executives because they're better. They're better football players. What are you not getting with that? You think because Jalen Hurts has 6 more victories than all those guys combined, he's a better player? Troy Aikman's got 3 Super Bowls, and he's not better than Dan Marino. That doesn't mean that. That does not mean that he's a better player. I don't know why folks don't understand that. He's got 6 playoff wins, more than any of those guys combined. That don't make him a better ball player. It just does not. Sills, I absolutely love you, man. We agree 95% of the time, but I'm sorry, man. I don't see it. He's a rookie doing his 4-5 interview. Does he have things to work on? Sure. Does his interview matter? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how he's carrying himself right now. And by the way, we'll see. I know the signs, dude. And I might be wrong. On August 25th, I'm not buying the hype. Maybe I'm wrong. And then Bird Gang, you could come at me and say, Sileo, you were 1,000% wrong on Makai Lemon. And I'll say, guess what? You're right. I was 1,000% wrong. Watch out, Sills. M. Ray is going to be sitting back with a sniper called the Secret Service. You kidding me? That guy doesn't have stones. Big Sills getting on a plane and going to Philly for a tailgate. That's awesome. Jacob Sports keeps growing. Lori can't control what Big Sills says in the parking lot. I don't know about that. We'll see. Wait till the Eagles get a load of me coming to town and being in Lot P on December 13th. Let's see what happens. I might be like that basketball guy to get thrown out of a WNBA game. They may throw me out of the parking lot. Get this. Aikman's a better quarterback than Marino in the postseason. I don't care what you say either. Especially when Aikman even says that Dan Marino's the best quarterback that's ever won and ever played. The guy who he said, Aikman's a better quarterback. Aikman says, Marino's the greatest quarterback to ever play. Okay. So is it me, or have you noticed that other teams in the NFC East aren't built to stop the run? I don't know why the Giants got rid of Dexter Lawrence. You got to try to stop the Eagle run game. You get rid of the best run stopper in the East? I do think Dallas has a good D-line. Marino's the greatest skill set guy in the history of the National Football League. There's nobody around it. Yeah, even Montana said it. Montana's got 4 rings. Hey, you win more Super Bowls, you're better than that guy. That's not the case, guy. Breaks your heart when they compare you to the great wide receivers in the Hall and in the NFL and couldn't get over 8 TDs to save his life, man. Hopefully in Texas, he'll be better. Let's see this. Dude, I saw this. I saw it. I'll talk about it later. Promise. All right. I'm going to move on here. You think Rodgers is better than Marino? Boy, that's close. That's really close. Those are the 2 best throwers of the football in NFL history. It's really close. If I had to pick a guy, they're both assholes. I'd probably pick Rodgers because Rodgers moved around more. And he was more athletic than Dan. If I had to pick, I would pick Rodgers probably because he could sprint out. He could sprint out more. Dan's got a better arm, though. I think Rodgers' interception to touchdown ratio is insane. It's insane. Sills, have you done your 53-man roster projections? Yeah, we did it yesterday. Meaning breakdown, schedule, and putting W's and L's. We'll do that later in the week here. I think we'll probably maybe do that one on the schedule. We'll do that tomorrow. Sills, if you're going to Philly, then that means I got to make my way from Richmond, Virginia to chop it up with you. Fantastic, Danelle. Fantastic. Love to have you down. Love to have you down. I got family that lives in Richmond over in near William and Mary. Believe it or not. Let's see here. Sales, with how good Bell and Lampkin looking, is that a good nod towards Chris Cooper? Yeah. Let's see it play out in the season now. But yes. Yes. Well, Lampkin was good last year with the Rams, though, too, so. Sills, all things equal, you taking Brady or Rodgers, at some point a guy has won so much with so many roster changes, you have to give him the nod. Now, listen, if I had to win a ball game, I'm taking Brady. Rodgers is the better talent. Brady understands the position better. And I think the most important thing, Brady understands his personnel better. That's one thing I never thought, still to this day, Jalen doesn't really know his personnel as well. Brady always had a top-flight unit. Hurts has never had a top-flight unit. He's had individualism. Guys getting their numbers. You know, theoretically, you forced the ball to DeVonta, too. You just didn't force the football to AJ. You forced it to DeVonta. The majority of the throws were forced to 2 people, DeVonta and AJ, and no one else. It wasn't spread around. That's why your unit, as a collective, has never been a top 10 unit. It's always been a bottom 10. You got guys' numbers, but the unit suffered for it. Brady spread the football around and made everyone better as a collective. And that's what he did to improve the passing game each and every single year. Rodgers, I don't think ever really did that either. I don't think he did that. I don't think he made the collective better. I think it was more about Aaron. And hence, I don't think that's why he won. Yes, I get it. Yes. Brady is by far the best quarterback in entire history. There's not a single caller I would take over Brady, regardless of what defense he had. There's no debate. Brady's the best quarterback to choose. I'll take Montana, and I will not relent on that. Montana was the greatest quarterback in pro football history when you could assassinate quarterbacks and mug wide receivers down the sidelines. There is nobody better than Joe Montana. He destroyed Gang Green. He destroyed the 46 defense. He destroyed every single great defense that was ever in the game during the 80s and 90s. And it wasn't close. Joe Montana dissected the Lawrence Taylor defenses, the Reggie White defenses, the 46, and won 4 Super Bowls. And there's no one I would ever have in a game. Can you imagine Montana in today's game? You couldn't hit him, or you couldn't hit Rice? They'd have 7,000 passing yards. They'd never lose a game. And Bill Walsh was your play caller? Forget it, dude. Forget it. Not close. Kyle, now, awesome there, James. Appreciate it, man. Winning matters. Not how it's important. Jalen also wins with his legs instead of spreading it around. He's a dual threat. I haven't seen dual threat in 2 years. 2 years I haven't seen it. Yeah, that franchise really went downhill fast. It's a dumpster fire. Well, if you're talking San Francisco, I'd hang in there. Montana's the best player out of Notre Dame. Yeah. Yeah. Greatest football player ever to come out of Notre Dame. Yeah. Yes. Jason, they added let's see. Jerome Bettis, Joe Montana? Yeah, no. Winning only matters when it comes to white quarterbacks. That's something that, I hate to say it, that's something that a guy's just looking because he hates facts. And he slides down the race slide. Imagine that. So he thinks that I don't give Jalen credit because he's black. I'm going to say it one more time to you. You wait when the Eagles have to make a decision to move off of him. It'll be the biggest racist conversation in Philadelphia news and sports history, because more people will turn that thing into a racial conversation than you've ever seen in your entire life. They're waiting for it now. Even though he gets criticized as much as Dak, he gets criticized as much as Lamar, or as much as Josh Allen. You watch how that thing goes down in a couple years. You just wait. Okay? You just wait on how that's going to look. I don't think you could say it isn't close with Montana and Brady. What Brady did over 2 decades has to have him right there with Montana, where you just take for preference. Name me a Hall of Fame football player that Montana won a Super Bowl with in Super Bowl I that was on offense. Same could be said about Brady. But you can't even name me an offensive football player that Joe Montana played with in that first Super Bowl. You can't name me a guy. They were just dudes. They weren't even Amendola or Edelman. They were just guys. Just Brady had some years with limited weapons, good defenses, though. Let's see here. Did Jerry Rice win 2 Super Bowls with Montana? I think he won maybe 2. Yeah. Well, Joe won 1 without him. Get this. Seals, the Hall of Fame framing of your arguments is moot as fuck. Even though that I'm on panels that I help the Hall of Fame selectors select Hall of Fame. It's moot. I wouldn't even read the rest. My conversation on Hall of Fame is moot, even though I'm on 20 of the panels that help select the Hall of Famers every year. And usually the next group of Hall of Fame voters comes from that group. Okay. Sills, no disrespect to homie, but I don't agree with the comment. Look at Burrow and Allen. They are heavily criticized. I know. Dude, yes, they are. Shields, you're a part of the drive-by media. I'm part of the drive-by media? I'm not even sure what that means. Shields, does retire a Patriot. AJ? I would retire an Eagle if I were him. If I were AJ Brown, I'm not retiring a Patriot. Especially if I go up there and I don't do what I did in Philly. I'm going to retire a Philadelphia Eagle. Let me tell you this. I'll be remembered more in Philly than I will in New England if I go up there and I don't win anything. If I don't accomplish the stuff that I accomplished as an Eagle, I would never want to retire a Patriot. I don't care how many rugs he has. You did your damage in your career in Philly, not in New England. And that you can never erase. No matter what your heart says, I want to be a Patriot, I want to be this. Where'd you get your most success? Philly. Well, guy, that's like Roger Clemens pretending he's a Yankee. Roger Clemens is a Boston Red Sox. He's not a Yankee. He's a Boston Red Sox. He will always be a Boston Red Sox. No matter how people look at him. Carmelo Anthony will always be a Denver Nugget. He will never be a New York Knick. People look at Donovan McNabb. You'll never be a Washington Redskin. You'll always be an Eagle. Reggie White, you will never be a Packer. You will always be a Philadelphia Eagle. That's how people look at people, man. Clemens won with the Yankees. Nobody in their right mind playing 5 years versus 16 years in Boston or 12 years in Boston are going to ever say that Roger Clemens is a Yankee. Roger Clemens is a Yankee, and he won 200 ball games, I think, in Boston. All right. Clemens is a Yankee. Yeah, okay. Play 4 years, 5 years there. So ESPN will be driving force with the Hurts issue. Oh, absolutely. And if Ryan Clark was still there, it would be a massive, massive, massive racial issue. Well, we're not there yet. Let's get to the start of the season here. Just I hear people debating whether Lane belongs in the Hall of Fame. Maybe the Hall of Fame voters are racist and hate white tackles since they like Trent and JP so much. Jason Peters. I think that Lane's not going to be a first ballot because of the PEDs. I think that's probably going to hurt him. Probably get in on a second or third ballot, I would think. But he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Guy was popped twice for performance-enhancing drugs. Jason Cole said that's not going to bug him, but Armando said it would. So it's going to matter. Plus, he played right tackle. Well, I'm just telling you the way they think. Greatest right tackle in NFL history. That I don't believe. He's not better than Forrest Gregg. So you think Lane Johnson's better than Forrest Gregg? His resume doesn't even speak to that. Plus, Lombardi even said it. Forrest Gregg's the greatest football player I ever coached in my entire coaching career. That kind of matters. If Jalen throws for 4K and 25 TDs, but the Birds only went 8 to 9 games, you keeping Jalen? Yeah, because that means the offensive line didn't come back to being what it was, and Hurts had to win games to keep him in games and was throwing most of the time from behind. If Jalen did that and carried, and he was the reason they won those 8 games, yeah. If Jalen Hurts goes 11-6, they get bounced in the opening round, and he throws for 3,200 yards and 20 touchdowns, it's who he is. You're not going to elevate anything with that player. Like I said, one of the things that I keep trying to tell folks, I don't care what offense Sean Mannion puts in. I don't care what you want to call the offense. It won't matter. You're not changing Hurts. Jalen Hurts is who he is. We're 7 years into this. He's not going to recreate himself into something he's not. So, I mean, I don't care what you want to paint that thing up to look like. Well, we're going to run a West Coast offense, and we're going to put Jalen in it. Good luck. Not going to change who the player is. Forrest Gump isn't better than Lane. Well, name me one thing Lane has done better than Forrest Gregg. One thing that he's done. Name me one thing. 9-time Pro Bowler, 7-time first-team All-Pro. 3-time Super Bowl champ. 5-time NFL champ. Wow, I didn't even know this. He was the NFL Coach of the Year once, too. Twice. Pro Football Hall of Famer. Look at all those years. First team AP, first team AP, first team AP. And he played right tackle. There's nothing on his resume that's in the room with Forrest Gregg. Nothing. Resumes don't even compat with one another. They don't even compare, dude. Mediocre quarterbacks have rode the team to victory in the past and presented. It doesn't mean they're better quarterbacks. It means they're in a better situation. Correct. Sileo needing to use players from ancient times where they did even track stats and had cigarettes during halftime. And M. Reyes is part of the people that forget the shoulders that this league was built on and forgets the people that made this league what it is. That's why he's a drive-by fan and has no understanding or grasp of the game of football. He never will. Because you played in the 60s and 70s, that was relevant to the times that they played. That's why Michael Jordan even says it. You can't compare. It's impossible. Can't compare him to Oscar Robertson back in the day. But M. Reyes is one of those drive-by fans who doesn't know shit about the game. Once again, this makes you understand why this guy has not one redeeming quality about him that's any brain set whatsoever when it comes to football talk. Chills, I miss your background. Nah, I like this one. We're good. I can't believe you're trying to talk about a guy that played in 56. That's some Dude. We talk about Jim Brown as the best running back of all time. And he played in the 1950s and 1960s too. Or we talk about Walter Payton. Or we talk about Reggie White. Daz. Lane Johnson will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I've had 3 Hall of Fame voters tell you that. That's not an opinion. You heard it from 3 guys. That vote. Those guys vote. They vote. I got 2 Hall of Famers voters coming on this week. Why don't you ask them? Sills, I want to see how Mannion will pivot because teams will double Smitty and force everyone else to beat them, including Jalen. Let's see here. All right. I want to show you something here. The difference in coaching. And I'm going to do that here in a second, but I also want to do this as well. Guys, we're coming to Philly, and we're going to do this at the top of the next hour as well. And I want you guys to know we're going to be doing this, and we're looking forward to coming to Philly on December 13th. Already, people are buying this, and we're looking forward to this. I got a feeling this thing's going to get sold out by the end of the program today. Okay? So, it's an upcoming event, tailgate party that we have going on, and we're looking forward to this here. The holiday tailgate, Eagles versus Colts, December 13th. $135 per ticket. Game ticket, Eagles Colts. Dude, $135. Come on, man. That's insane. I'd buy that. Custom JAKIB Nation hoodie. Big Seal's autograph. Per reservation. The tailgate will be in Lot P from 9 until noon. Zander's giveaway, jerseys, hats, jackets, plus Krause's coat collection. Bring a winter coat. Everyone goes to someone in need in Philadelphia during the holidays. Text now. 267-261-3428. And listen, you got me. Joe called me yesterday and goes, we got to do this, dude. And so I said, you're right. So it's going to be in Lot P from 9 p to 12. And we're going to go to the game. I'm actually going to go into the game. And Eagles and Colts, we'll see you there. We keep telling you again, we have only 200 tickets too, by the way. So make sure you guys get involved with it. We appreciate each and every single one of you and all your support here. Like Hangry here, coming from Washington State. I have family in Richmond and Charlottesville, VA. All good there, man. Very cool. So we're looking forward to you guys coming and seeing us here. Lane should be a first ballot. Okay. Anyway, I want to show you guys the difference in coaching. Okay? And how people are perceived that run their team. How many believe in here that Nick Sirianni is the CEO of his football team? How many people in here believe that Nick is in complete charge of his football team? I'm going to make a comparison because I heard something, and to me, I think it's important when it comes to autonomy in your football team and how you run your football team and leadership. How many people believe that Nick runs his entire football team? Seals, I'm going to be flying in from UK for the Colts game. So hyped to be there in December. I hope to catch you. Come on by, dog. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you very much, too. Let's see here. Not a chance. Anybody think that Nick runs his own shop? Sills, you going to meet Super Bowl winning coach Nick Sirianni when you're in Philly? Yeah, no. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah. No, I'm going to meet Shane Steichen. That's a good question for Zander, but in a way he is. And he has the record to prove it. All right. Something that I learned about Mike Vrabel versus Nick Sirianni, and it was on display, and very few people caught it. Mike Vrabel came out publicly and said this: our depth sucks on this team. We're not very good. We're not very deep. I don't really like the depth on my football team. Could you ever imagine Nick taking a shot and saying, I don't like my tight end position? It's not very deep. Or the kid Stowers hasn't shown anything yet. Can you imagine Howie and Nick having that conversation? Never. Mike Vrabel runs his own shop. And he ain't afraid to say shit because those guys work with him, not for him, or vice versa. Mike Vrabel goes, I don't like the position here. Can you imagine if Nick Sirianni came out and said, hey, outside of DeVonta, I'm not really sure about our wide receiver room. Hey, I'm not sure about our safeties. Can you imagine Nick ever taking a shot at Howie? Never happened. Mike Vrabel took a shot at Elliott Wolf and Alonzo. We're not very deep. We're just not we're not a very deep team right now. Mike Vrabel is a head coach who's in complete charge. Nick works for somebody, and not just the owner. There's all that glazing that goes on with Nick. Oh, Howie stockpiles the roster. It's fucking great. Oh, my God. Even when it's not. How about that over slurping of Makai Lemon? This guy studies so hard. Oh, my God, you should see him on the sidelines holding ice. Nobody holds ice better than Makai Lemon. He's so good at holding ice. It's incredible. The way he retains stuff, it's amazing. I mean, can you imagine Mike Vrabel doing that? Mike Vrabel be saying, get your ass on the field. Instead, you've got those slurp fests going on. Eli Stowers, you should see this guy. We're really looking. And you're like, I'd like to. It's like a slurp fest. Howie's done this, and Howie's done that, and Howie's done this. Mike Vrabel takes a direct shot at Elliott Wolf, the general manager of the Patriots, and says, yeah, we got to get better and deeper. And that's a football team that just won the AFC and was in a Super Bowl. I mean, that's coaching. That's a guy who's got complete autonomy of his football team. That's a guy that doesn't have to worry about that stupid shit like M. Ray is saying. Guy had an extramarital affair. He should be fired. That guy's so far from being fired. I'm surprised that Bob Kraft didn't give him a medal for cheating on his wife. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't get a medal or a raise. That's a guy that's in control. All you hear is the slurp fest with Nick. Oh, you run. Great. My God. Yeah. I'm like, dude, Makai Lemon and Eli Stowers have stunk so far. And you're glazing them. Mike Vrabel would never glaze that. Hey, these guys, I mean, the way that they look at their notebooks and write notes down and hold water, I can't believe it. Holy cow, I got to tell you, it's incredible. I mean, the Glaze Fest is insane. Oh, Howie does a great job at evaluating the talent and putting all the great talent in. Yeah, well, I hope that Jonathan Grenard deal works out for you, because if it doesn't, it's going to go down the same lane as Bryce Huff. $25 million over 3 years. How you doing? Woo! You better hope that dude works out. Look at this. Nick supports his players and has an emotional intelligence. Tells us something we don't know. Vrabel is a lesser coach. Mike Vrabel in his first year took a team and took him in and put him in a Super Bowl. He's a lesser coach. No, the thing with Mike Vrabel is Mike Vrabel's actually a coach. He's got a job. That guy's got a job. And he's not afraid to say it. There's no slurp festing going on. Emotional intelligence. Are you crazy? This is pro football. You tell people who they are and what they are. You don't bullshit them. Nick Sirianni's a bullshit artist. Mike Vrabel's a head football coach. Ain't gonna be no lying about Nick. When Mike's gonna tell you who you are. Hey, you need to get better. You need to be a leader. You need to be a leader. Those are normal coaches. Those are old school coaches. You know what? You know who Mike Vrabel reminds me of? Vic Fangio. Reminds me of Vic Fangio. Tells you who you are. Tells you what you are. Get this. The emotional support that Vic shows. Hey, I don't know if Jonathan Grenard's going to be ready for the opener. Hey, Ty Robinson's come back to life. Hope you can keep it up. Hey, Tariq Woolen, I don't know. I'm like, what the hell? But the greatest thing about Vic Fangio, he reminds you of Mike Vrabel and vice versa. Sills gets mad about Eagles coaching glazing yet. Look what he's doing right now. Can't get Vrabel. Wait a second. No, why? Because I like a guy who tells you the truth instead of a guy who bullshits you? Okay. If that's glazing, I think that's reality, guy. Nick Sirianni's a bullshit artist. Mike Vrabel's not a bullshit artist. Okay, I mean, so we may not like how little Nick gives his interviews and the glaze, but is that business model really a bad? No. You got to walk around on your knees in Philly if you're going to be the head coach. Are you kidding me? Nick knows John McMullen wrote an article on it. You got to know the politics of the building. Got to know the politics. The common thread for the Cowboys not making it to the NFC Championship in 30 years is the owner, especially since the owner's the GM. Yes. The owner is what holds the Cowboys back. Yes. There's only one person that holds the Cowboys back. It's Jerry Jones. Nobody else. It's not Dak. It's not the coaches. It's not the personnel room. It's the owner. 30-year gap. They've never had a wider gap in pro football history for the Cowboys where they've not been to a Super Bowl. 30 years. I think the first gap was 11 from 1960 until 71. Then they went to another one in 72. I think then in 77, they beat the Broncos. Then in 78, I think they lost to the Steelers. Then they went to the Super Bowl in the early 90s, and they won those 3. They've never had as big a gap, and it's because of the owner. The owner has benefited on the history of the Dallas Cowboys more than any owner in pro football history because he's done nothing in 30 years since Jimmy left. And he makes money on the history of the Cowboys star. He doesn't make good football teams anymore. He makes okay teams that are because of the brand. And it's like Notre Dame football. Notre Dame has won 2 national titles in 53 years and hasn't won one since 88. You would think that Notre Dame was the preeminent college football program when there's been numerous colleges. Clemson has been a better program than Notre Dame over the last 30, 40 years. Clemson's won 4 national titles, 3, since 1988. I mean, they've won more. They've been a better program. Notre Dame ain't shit. It's a brand. The Cowboys, I mean, they look like a good team this year. They look like they have a lot. But when September comes, they got to go play. Seals, the only issue is before this whole Vrabel incident, he preached about family and unity, all that bullshit. No, players don't believe that. Looking back, do players care about if their coach is authentic or not, comes off as fake? As a matter of fact, I've said this before, that personal shit, wives, girlfriends, gumads, I hate to tell you guys, there's only one thing matters. It's like being in a mafia family. Dude, the only thing that matters is your brotherhood in the locker room. Can I count on you to go out and win a ball game with me? Families, girlfriends, all of that stuff is sacrificed. It's not just kissing cheerleaders and cashing paychecks. You got to go win games. It ain't just about the money. You got to go out and win. And you got to win together. Guy was cheating on his wife. I don't give a shit. Guy has 2 girlfriends. I could care less. Hey, the guy might be gay. I could care less. Does he help us win? The only thing that matters, let's just say a guy was gay in your locker room. That matters to the media. That doesn't matter to anybody who's trying to win as a unit. Your politics, your religion, your sexuality, all of that shit. I don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. The stuff they tell you for the media about character and shield and all that, it's only for you. I mean, I hate to peel the onion back on you and pull the curtain back, but you're stupid to think any other way. I heard a rumor that Zander's girl broke off the engagement after she found him fooling. I'm not even going to read the rest of that. Chills, how do you think Coach CP can effectively run a Fangio-style system with the Cowboys? They're gonna need 2 D tackles, and they got them. Makai, yes, you feel me make the money. Hey, you feel me? You got to make the money. Got to go make that money. I got to go make that money. By the way, no talking shit on Zander's chick, okay? That's where you'll get blocked here. We don't do that here. Okay, you talk shit on me, that's fine. We don't do that on chicks. I love the Navajo player, Pete in Dallas. Hope he earns a roster spot. I really love that I piss people off here. Flexin, are you wanting to be a professional antagonist? All right. So, yeah. Mike Vrabel. This talent on this team, depth-wise, sucks. It's not very good. Hey, you see Eli Stowers and Makai Lemon holding cups ice. Holy shit, I've never seen guys in my life process things better than those two guys. And you're like, wait a minute. They haven't practiced. And one of the guys, he's practicing, but he doesn't really look like he's practicing. And that's Elijah Stowers. So Elijah Stowers is like, he's like Casper the Ghost. You see him sometimes you don't see him. I'm going to start calling that guy Casper the Ghost. Sills, what are the chances that Roethlisberger goes in the first year because some idiots might bring up the allegations? Some of those weren't allegations. The chick in the bathroom, that wasn't an allegation, dude. These dudes always crying and bullshit over good and bad talk. Who gives a shit? Only talk right with sports. I'm a proud heel. Call me the Bone Crusher. There you go, flexing. Most of the people who care about Vrabel cheating or Jed York buying hoes probably they're on Spank Division. Is that what you're saying, Ant-Man? Hey, the one thing I will say about Jed York, $140 whore? Damn. Man. Holy cow. $140 hooker? I didn't know there was such a thing. Like, what is that? I mean, I don't even want to know. Hey, listen. I don't leave my house. The only time I'm going to be leaving my house is December 13th for our tailgate party. But other than that, I don't leave my house. $140 for a hooker? I mean, it's like 1950s price. I don't know. I've been married 36 years. By the way, think about this too, Kim. Buying a hooker, I'd be so afraid, one, I'd get something. Two, someone would see me. Three, I would go there and it would be M. Reyes. And M. Reyes would be there and he would be taking pictures of me. And I'd be walking into a Motel 6 and there's M. Reyes with a camera. Sills, I got you. Bang, 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 taking pictures of me and then posting them on his website. So I'd be afraid it'd be M. Reyes there. I mean, I'd be a little nervous. Y'all go watch the show Blue Mountain State. That's how a football team operates. Yeah, hey, I'd be like M. Reyes being in the Motel 6, just waiting for big sales. She'll tell Joe, text me, bringing coats, not Coronas. Ugh. I do want the Coronas. Jason, he blamed the fans for Landon getting hurt. Who? Still doesn't leave the house. Can't tune in to my show. I told you today. By the way, we are. I think, you know what? I think my wife's coming too. I know my aunt will be there. You better behave. Jed York must have realized he could have used $140 to buy a ticket. J-Mac blames fans for everything. He legitimately hates fans and thinks he's above them. I don't get that. I don't get that. He thinks he knows more than you because he's around the team more. But like I said, the difference between me and John covered me, okay? And I am a talk show host now. So John covered the players that I was. I've been on both sides of the mic. Your wife's coming to Philly. You've got chores to do, Sills. I think she's coming. J-Mac definitely thinks he's better than us. But he fucking rolls his eyes whenever Z brings up a point from the chat. Well, there's a talent to that too, though. I actually find that funny. Angelo Cataldi is going to join us in a couple minutes. I own someone in a JAKIB chat is the peak of your day. Barb, thank you. Let me double check to make sure. Yep. I would rather have Pacifico or Landshark, but I'll drink Corona. Yeah, man, I'm a Corona guy. You see Mike Vrabel? We're not very good. That's a coach with a job. Hey, he did care. He took a shot at the GM and the entire organization and all the scouts when he says that, you know. We're not very good. We're not a very deep team. I got a problem with the depth on our team. Huh. You imagine little Nicky saying that? Hey, I don't like the depth that Howie's put on our team. By the way, New England's a good football team too. I mean, right? Oh, I heard something too also. I do want to say, because we started this off at the top of the show, I also want to say something about preseason football, like Saturdays and these preseason games. You think they matter more to the Jets than the Eagles? Preseason games? Do you think they matter more? If you're New York and you're the New York Jets, do you even know who your 22 starters are? In Philly, you kind of know who your 22 are. Almost impossible to break the starting lineup in Philly on your offensive side. Nobody's beating Landon and Cam out, right? You're fighting for backup jobs. If that. Defense is getting even harder too, right? How many jobs do you think are open every year when it comes to starting? Let's see. How many jobs were open after the close of last year? You had a right corner job. You had one cornerback job. What else? An LB job. What else? Wide receiver. And a wide receiver gig. So you had a wide receiver gig, a linebacker, a safety, and a corner. Right? Trying to think of any other job. Nope. You have 4 jobs open. Tariq Woolen took it. You got another job. And you're going to put Marcus Epps there. Linebacker Campbell, you had that already taken. There wasn't really a job because Campbell was the heir apparent for that job. Yeah, that linebacker job wasn't open. So it was the edge. That's who it was the edge that was open. All right. So before I tell you, man, you got to go over to AngeloCataldi.com. Angelo's talking about turds and things and all kinds of things over there. And I got to tell you flat out here, before I bring Angelo on, the difference between Mike Vrabel and Nick Sirianni was on display this last couple days. What did Vrabel say? Hey, my backup players right now aren't very good. We need to be deeper. Could you ever imagine little Nicky taking shots at Howie? hey, our tight end room is not very deep. And these wide receiver guys are like not very good. They're just dudes. Could you ever imagine Nick Sirianni having the cannolis to say something to Howie Roseman about the depth of the team? That would be unbelievable. There's the difference between a guy with a job and there's the difference between a guy that knows his job. You're to sit there and be quiet while I hold the roster. Ask Doug Peterson. Mike Vrabel's walking around going, hey, we're not very deep here. We need better players. Nick's going, I've never seen a guy hold a better cup of ice than Makai Lemon and Eli Stowers. Those guys hold ice and process. I've never seen anybody process a notebook better than those guys. I could not believe the processing. Hey, by the way, I heard that guy's presser when he said this. Hey, I got to go make the money. Hey, Diva, you're not even a Diva whiteout yet, and you're already acting it? I'm not buying this dude's hype. I'm just totally not buying this guy, man. I think there's an issue with this guy. You must go to AngeloCataldi.com. Now, Angelo didn't come on last week because you know why? He needed about 5 more days to break down the legendary Sean Mannion offense, especially coming out of the Baltimore game, you know? He was like, Sells can't do it. I need 3 or 4 more days because I got to dissect the 0 for 9 on third down that those guys have. Without further ado, our friend, the legendary Angelo Cataldi, joins us now. Angelo, I hope you had enough time, my friend.
Well, I had to. There was a lot of plus plays I had to really analyze. You know, it all started when the Philadelphia Inquirer had a piece saying it wasn't nearly as bad as it looked. I went, they got the number 2 and number 3 quarterbacks combined for 55 yards in 3 quarters. And these bootlickers are out there finding a way to tell you, and this guy, I don't know what his name is, he had all this real inside football lingo. You know, like, yeah, I know more than everybody. Listen to what I got to say. I'm going to show you all this different stuff, and that'll prove I'm smart. Well, you saw the tree, you missed the forest. They were horrible. It was so bad that when they played against the Patriots, they got more yards in the first drive than they did in the whole friggin' game the previous week. But, you know, I liked what you had to say about Vrabel, although I got to say this about Vrabel. I had the game on Saturday night, and my daughter Caitlin came in, and she looked up and saw Vrabel, and she went, oh, is that the guy who cheated with the NFL reporter?
Oh,
and I went, I'm like, babe, that's his calling card now? Poor guy. Meanwhile, on the other sideline, you had Sirianni. Same crap, new year. It's nothing's different. Nothing's different. Nothing's ever going to be different. And it's just, I did a whole piece that's out right now on how much I hate these preseason games, because then they let me wait 6 months with nothing, not a little tiny morsel of football. And then they put a game on with my team, and they're wearing their uniform on a football field. And then they tell me, don't watch. We're not going to play any regulars. And I'm going, I'm watching it. I'm rooting. It's my team. What am I supposed to do? Not root? So at the end of the game, when the Patriots scored with 57 seconds left, I got totally pissed off. Shut the TV off in anger and lay in bed for a few minutes trying to figure out why I'm so mad when I am the only person who gives a damn about these games. But I waited 6 months. I got to see something, Dan. I'm retired. I got nothing going on. Nothing.
Man, I'm with you. You know what? I look at it. Those were the young Eagles. And still, to me, they're 4-20 in the last 2 games on third down.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the same scenario here, but I want to take you to one of your columns. You convinced me. And after listening to that boob talking to the media, and then he's saying he's not being professional in how he's handling his treatment and his rehab. And then he comes out and says, I got to go get the money. I got to go see the fans. I'm sorry, Angelo. I'm not buying the hype on this guy, Makai Lemon, yet. You got to go
No.
play, son. I'm not buying this thing.
Look, I've been around long enough to read the tea leaves on a new player. They don't look good. There's not one aspect of this kid. You got to understand this. He's been hurt twice now at the same injury. He's already pointed out he probably didn't handle it right the first time he got hurt. On top of that, when he was practicing, he wasn't impressing anyone. He wasn't in the top 5 of the receivers that were at training camp. And he's a first-round draft pick. And he's way undersized. He is not a 4.3 burner. And frankly, I mean, it's when he finally does get on the field, God knows when that is, because he's way behind right now. Instead of putting Lemon on the back, maybe they should just put Bust, because I think that's how we're going to end up referring to him. I'm telling you, I've watched this a lot. Normally, a guy who's got it doesn't start the way Makai Lemon has started his first month at a training camp with the Eagles. It usually tracks bad when it starts like this.
Absolutely here. Angelo, walk me through this. So last week, I heard Sean Mannion say this. Yeah, I've got to figure out, and it's really a collective that the coaching staff and I will figure it out. I got to figure out if I'm going to be on the sidelines or if I'm going to be in the booth. And he was asked the question this week, hey, have you decided yet? No, as a staff, basically, Nick's going to tell him where he's going to call plays, either on the sideline or up in the booth. How on August 25th do you not know where you're going to have a better view of calling your offense, and you're going to have the head coach telling you where it's best for you to call plays? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Angelo. If you're going to make that call for that, why wouldn't you have an in-game decision going, we're not going to go with that play. We're going to go somewhere else here. We're going to do this. This guy doesn't even know where he's going to call his plays. How is that not an issue for Eagle fans?
No, it's definitely an issue. In fact, I saw him in the first series in New England up in the booth, and he called some decent plays. They worked. They went, okay, stay up in the booth. There's 2 reasons why. Well, first of all, it's not ever Sirianni's decision. I dispute that. That's coming from above Sirianni. That's either Roseman or Lurie saying, this is where I want it, all right? But me personally, having witnessed Sirianni's coaching brilliance, calling plays, I want Mannion as far away from Sirianni geographically as possible, right? In fact, if he could do this from home, that would be even better, because then there'd be less influence from Sirianni. Again, 2 games into preseason there, we don't have a clue if Mannion knows what he's doing. You realize that?
Yeah,
when things don't work, we're told, well, he's not showing anything. When things do work, they go, well, there's a little hint of what we're going to be seeing. No, there's no way of knowing it, but I don't think he should. I think coordinators should always be in the booth. It's a better perspective. You see it better.
It is. It is.
And you know what? You're a little further apart from the influence of the players and the coaches. You're calling plays based on what you're seeing, and that's all. I think that's better.
So do you think this is a precursor then? Okay, so last couple of years, would we agree Tanner McKee kind of looked pretty good. He was okay.
Yep.
And now since Sean Mannion's got a hold of him, this guy looks like he's a bum. And now they're even floating around with Andy Dalton being the backup. I don't know what this thing is going on here. I mean, how do you not think that that's the influence of Mannion's new offense where Tanner McKee's going, I don't know what he's wanting me to do here. I have no idea. I hope that's not a precursor of how they're coaching Hurts.
Well, excuse me, the McKee looked better than
yes,
Dalton.
On Saturday. Yes.
Dalton, my God, Dalton. He's 38. All I'm doing watching him and going, he can't even hit an open receiver when there is one. He looks as done as you can be. All right. McKee, you're right that if anything, he's regressed.
Yeah.
With Mannion. But again, we don't know. You don't. None of that matters. Dan, understand this. The arguments about who your backup is, it doesn't matter unless the backup is Nick Foles. All right. Neither of these guys, McKee, Dalton, the kid from North Dakota State, none of them give you any chance to go far if you don't have Jalen Hurts. So, it's all this whole off season, this whole training camp is all like you can't gauge anything from it anymore. They're so afraid to put anybody on the field that might get hurt or the fear, the cowardice that exists in football now. That's the word for it. The fear cowardice of all these coaches now that are all afraid to use their start. You want to know let me give you the real irony. Here's the irony. All right. So these coaches are such control freaks now that they don't want, oh my God, it's a game. They're watching on TV. We're not going to play our regular. But we'll have a practice where we don't bring anybody in to watch, where we don't charge people a ridiculous amount of money, and then we'll use our starters. It's almost like a conspiracy to keep the players away from the fans. We don't get to see our team, damn it, until opening game. All this other stuff, you're out of luck. Don't even bother. We have one open practice a year, and we ain't going to show you anything there either. Otherwise, you want to see Jalen Hurts, you want to see DeVonta Smith, you want to see Saquon Barkley, you wait till the opener. I hate it. It's so obnoxious. It's so gutless. It is freaking gutless.
Now, Angelo, I want to add what you just said to a column you wrote. What in the world were you referring to when you said the art of polishing a turd? Well, now, I read it, and I happen to agree with you 1,000%. If you're watching the game, I think that you could pick up just as much as any other guy. Just because you played the game doesn't mean you know the game. And I don't know why people think that.
What it comes down to is this. This is an argument I had for the last 30 years. First 20 years, I was in the locker rooms. I was on the field. I was covering teams. I covered the Celtics. I covered the Flyers. Then I covered, for the longest time, the Eagles. And we would all get around, we go, these guys that come in once a week, they don't know squat. And all we were getting was a lot of bullshit from the players and the coaches about what was really going on. So somewhere in that process, I started to rely more on my eyes. And it all came to me. I had this epiphany. And I went, oh my God, all the games are televised. And I have eyes. And just to be sure I don't miss anything, I got 82-inch screen. High def. Beautiful. I'm going to watch the game. And I'm going to make determinations, create my opinions based on what I'm seeing. I'm 75 years old. I've watched football since I was 7, all right? I've watched a lot of it. I talked to a lot of really brilliant football minds. They taught me some things along the way, whether I wanted to learn them or not. I think I'll rely on my opinion.
Yes.
More than I will on the bullshit by Nick Sirianni or any of the other people who are programmed by the PR bully Bob Lang to speak the language of the Eagles, even when they are horrible. And that first preseason game to me was as great an example as you'll ever see of a media that is trying so hard to kiss the Eagles' ass that we will see sheer garbage for more than 3 quarters offensively. And there'll be a media guy 2 days later to analyze the tape and say, it was not nearly as bad as you think it was.
Angelo,
Bullshit.
to that point, as I got further into my broadcasting career, I got away from the locker room and the people because I started realizing the organizations, they put things out they want as a narrative. And so to me, I have to be more me because I'm watching something completely different. When I was listening to Ross Tucker, Ross is a friend, but man, I'll tell you what, great guy. But there is no doubt that he has absolutely gone to the other side. And I'm disappointed in that because, Angelo, I mean, I get it. You got to make a living. But, dude, what he saw, what I saw, they were two different things.
Ross kind of started on our show. He was a regular contributor on our show for years. He was almost my replacement in the morning.
Wow.
If COVID didn't happen, if all that stuff didn't happen, our station was talking to Ross about taking over for me. Ross is a funny guy. He's talented. Ross, when he's doing those preseason games, is basically an employee of the Eagles. And the only way you get to do those games is to basically speak their language. Still, if somebody misses a block or something, he'll tell you that. Here's the thing. Ross Tucker just got a major promotion by CBS. He's going to be on the number 2 crew now. And the reason he's going to do that is because Ross Tucker, in my experience, all these years of watching all this stuff, no analyst has ever been better at seeing things in the moment than Ross Tucker is. He could see a missed block. He could see why a play didn't work. He could cue it. He could show it to you before the next snap. Ross Tucker's a superstar. And don't evaluate him, Dan, by what he's doing in those Eagles broadcasts.
Okay. All right.
You got that Schmendrick, Dave Spadaro on the side. Right? Everybody nowadays is trying to be the next Dave Spadaro, who is a professional Eagles ass kisser and has been for 30 years. All right? That's his job. I'm not ridiculing him for that. He works for them. They call him the Eagle Insider because he did whatever they told him to do for all these years. That's his. Now everybody wants to be Spadaro. Everybody else is doing. The guy who wrote the analysis of the offense in the Inquirer the next day, he should be hired as the next Dave Spadaro. Because if you can find anything good on that tape, you are basically deceiving the public. It was on TV. I watched it.
I know. We all saw it here. All right, Angelo, let me take you over to this lane here. Have you bought all of your LeBron James new 23 76er jerseys now? Holy cow. You've got the biggest story and the biggest star in the history of Philadelphia sports now coming to Philadelphia and planting his flag, the LeBron James flag, right there for all Philly fans. Are you not jacked up about it?
I'm really not. And I'll tell you exactly why.
Why are you more thrilled?
Somebody emailed me the other day and they went, this was the biggest signing, one of the biggest in the history of Philadelphia sports, biggest by the Sixers. LeBron James, one of the greatest players ever played. When are they holding the big news conference where he comes in and all? And I went back and said, they're only holding it when LeBron says they are. Because LeBron James now calls all the shots.
That's right. They haven't had a press conference yet.
They haven't done anything to introduce him because he hasn't agreed. You don't think they'd want to do that to juice up the city? No. He calls the plays. Do you understand that? Everyone else in the Sixers organization now, including the billionaire owner, Joshua Harris, they're all sidekicks. And the main guy is LeBron. Now, who knows? They haven't been winning without him. Maybe they'll win with him. Maybe they'll be champions with LeBron James. More likely, this thing is going to go south because you can't have a player coming in totally as a mercenary, just strictly hired solely because he thinks he has the best chance to win one last championship in Philadelphia, so he comes here. He's going to do everything exactly the way he wants. If somebody is not playing his game, they're not playing. Do you understand? He's running it now. And you could see that simply by the fact, unlike any other free agent that ever came to this city who was a name, they didn't hold a news conference for LeBron James. It's incredible.
You compared this to maybe what Karl Malone did when he tried to go to the Lakers to win a title, or even Barkley, even Barkley go to Houston when he signed with the Rockets.
If I was still on the air at WIP every single day, at some point in the show, I would turn to Rhea Hughes, who knows everything. And I would go, Rhea, is today the day for LeBron's news conference? No, not yet. What's holding it up? Well, LeBron. It's just, but again, there's nobody minding the store here anymore. Do you understand that?
Yeah, no.
Nobody here is even questioning stuff like this. No one is questioning. Everybody, oh man, wait till where can I get that jersey? I need to get Joshua Harris a little richer. You know, it's just no one's minding the store. All this crap's going on, and nobody's calling them on it.
No doubt about it here. Okay, so Angelo, you tell me, Phillies, do they have any shot at all at winning the National League pennant?
Wow. If you'd have asked me late Sunday afternoon,
9 straight.
And they won their 9th straight game. I can't remember any team being down 4, 1 out to go, and not only getting a 4, but then getting Schwarber up to hit the game winner. I looked at that and went, oh, hey, maybe, yeah. Maybe. Of course, then last night, late, when no one was watching in Seattle, Wheeler hit a wall. I don't know what happened with Wheeler. Wheeler gave up 4 home runs. That's not even a good hitting team. So
they can't hit. They can't hit.
The short answer to your question is no, I don't think it's going to change anything. But the longer answer is, my God, that was really fun. 9 straight wins is a hell of a run, even against some weaker opponents. I can't deny that. And Mattingly gives him a better chance than Thompson did. But I still think it's 1 in 10 shot, maybe at best. 1 in 10.
You got to ask yourself about Dave Dombrowski now. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you do. Well,
how many more years are you going to go with this, with doing this? Angelo, you're now starting to look like the Yankees. Well, hell, you know what? We put up 80, 90 wins. We're a good team. Fans come out to the park. Well, wait a minute here. Is this about winning championships, or is this just about looking good? And to me, it looks like Dave Dombrowski's built a really nice team, but not a championship team. When are you going to hold them accountable? When does Middleton hold them accountable?
Well, you brought up the right person, Middleton. You got to go back to 2008. The Phillies win it, and Middleton is on it. He's the toast of the town. He had just kind of emerged as the ownership face of the organization then. The next year, they're back in the World Series, and they lose to the Yankees. And Middleton is in the locker room after the 6th game of that World Series, which they lost and they were eliminated. And he went, I want my damn trophy back. All right. He's like, I'm about one thing. I want to win the championship. We won it once. We got to win it more. That was his whole thing. I don't see that anymore. I see now almost like an acknowledgement that it's the Dodgers and everyone else now. And maybe some year Atlanta will catch fire and steal one. But it's stealing one now. It's not competing for one. It's not getting in the trenches and fighting it out. And I hate that because that to me, in the end, all the people under Middleton will take their cues from Middleton. The Middleton who said in 2009, I want my damn trophy back. We have not seen since 2009. I have not seen him anymore. He still does interviews. He is not the same win-it-all course kind of guy. And I like the first guy better.
Who wins a championship if one of the other does end up winning one? Who wins one, Middleton or Harris? Who wins a championship?
Oh, wow. Yeah, Middleton will definitely have a better chance than Harris. Harris has never won a damn thing except in the hedge fund world. He's leading the standings in hedge funds. But
He's
where
terrible.
else has he won? Has he won it? Are the Commanders going to win it this year?
No.
Are the Devils going to win it this
No.
year?
No.
Is Chelsea and the Premier League or whoever the hell they play, are they going to win it? He doesn't win championships. You understand? It's like 30-some seasons now with all these different teams he owns. He's never got a sniff. He's going to win it now? I don't see it. So by default, Middleton, who has won one, he's got a better shot than Harris does.
One last question for you. Are you more disappointed in how Philadelphia sports is covered by the Inquirer or by WIP and the radio stations in Philadelphia, WPN, WIP, and the Inquirer? Who are you more disappointed in?
Well, I work for both the Inquirer and WIP. It's not even close for me. It's the Inquirer. The Inquirer, and I'm leaving a few people out. Mike Sealski still calls him pretty straight, although he's really far more forgiving than I ever was. Marcus Hayes still holds people accountable. The rest of the crew, I'm even including Jeff McClain. He hasn't written a really critical thing in years now. The rest of them, they're journalists. They're not supposed to succumb to the pressure of a team, the Eagles, who are trying fully now to bully media organizations into covering the team with their narrative instead of what you said. The essence of journalism has not changed. It is at least attempting objectivity. And if you're only telling me the good stuff because you don't want to alienate Bob Lang and the people at the Eagles, well, then you're not doing your job. The WIP, I mean, there's a different synergy there. WIP is technically in a business partnership with the Eagles. They do the games, all right?
Yep.
I don't know if there's pressure coming from there. If there is, I hope they're not giving into it. I don't listen often enough to give you a full assessment of whether they're not holding.
Well, doesn't WIP pay $4 million a year to the Eagles to air those games?
Yeah, I thought it was even more than that. It was 7.
Okay, 7 million. Okay, 7 million.
It was a lot of money. It was a lot of money, and I guess they weren't giving the money unless they knew they were getting it back. So
absolutely,
he's a company. But to me, WIP, I can't give you a full gauge on because I'm not a big listener now. But I could tell you, the Inquirer, it's tragic to me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
When we covered those teams, this is the 1980s, right up to 19. We covered them the way you cover the White House, City Hall.
Yep.
We asked tough questions. We alienated people, but we did the real heavy lifting that fans they need it. Whether the fans think it or not, you want the answer to a question of fans asking, you better get a journalist to do it. And they're not doing it. They're just not doing it, Dan. And that to me, it's tragic. It's awful.
It is because you're getting not really the story any longer. That's why I try telling people those press conferences that the Eagles do with the players and the coaches, there's not one bit of truth to it.
No.
I go, they're not. And Angelo, for you, when you got the coach on, I don't know if you did it Tuesday or Thursday, whenever, or maybe a Monday, whenever you got Sirianni on, they must have been painful for you because you knew. Did they ever come to you and ask you to tell and ask different questions? Did they get pissed off at your questions?
No. That we actually had an agreement that I had no reluctance to show them the questions before I did the interview.
Huh.
I had no. Now you'd say, well, that's not journalism. No, it isn't. It's radio. Radio. We were not doing journalism, but I'm not trying to trap someone. But here's the thing. So they would know what the questions were. They had a pretty good concept for what the questions were by the time we did it. I had the latitude to add stuff, to go in different directions based on the answers and stuff like that. But here's the thing you need to know. They were at no point under any conditions were they committed to provide any actual information to the listeners. Their job, as defined by Bob Lang and the people running the PR department over there, was to avoid anything that involved anything. So don't give you injury reports. Don't give you timelines for recoveries. Don't blame anybody if something bad happens. Don't say anything. That's why something like what you saw with Vrabel, where he actually took a shot at the people giving him his players, the front office, you will never see on the Eagles because they're all prepped ahead of time. All those news conferences, before these guys come out, they're prepped. Do you understand? They go through everything. Here's what, all right, what are we going to say about this? Oh, no. Don't even say that. You don't even have to say that. Don't say anything. And that's why all you're hearing is a lot of noise, signifying nothing. You're not getting anything out of any of those news conferences. The only guy who's not pre-programmed is Hurts. And Hurts by nature is not going to tell much to you.
Man, Angelo. So before those guys tape that, they talk to the guys in the pit and say, we're going down this lane, we're going down this lane.
They know. There's five talking points. And they'll the safe ones, and they'll just make sure they keep hitting the same point rather than give the information. This is why, do you understand when I'm telling you before that Doug Peterson was so different than the other guys? Doug Peterson didn't know any of that. You understand? Doug Peterson came on. You asked him a question. Why did you punt in overtime when you still had a chance to win the game? And then there'd be like a pause. Like he had never considered that someone would ask him that question because no one did at the post-game news conference. And they go, yeah, I should have tried on fourth down. I shouldn't have punted. He'd say that. And you go, oh my God, we have information here. Wow. We're actually getting something.
Honesty
for our listeners. Honesty, not fear. Going back to the original point about not using starters. Cowardice now rules the National Football League. Cowardice. They're afraid to say anything. They're afraid to play their starters. They're afraid to do anything. They just want everybody to sit there and smile.
Angelo, were you insulted that Nick Sirianni didn't do your last show on a Monday when he didn't come on your show?
No, not really. It revealed something to me that, they lost. He had trashed me publicly before that, and he had a chance there to go, well, in this case, you were right. They knew that their defensive coordinator, we were fighting over Jonathan Gannon. They knew that he was leaving anyway. He could have deferred on that. But then I realized, no, I don't feel bad he didn't come on. Because in the 3 years that I interviewed him, he never said a damn thing that was worth anything, right? It became 10 minutes of wasted airtime when he came on because he wasn't going to tell you a damn thing. And I'll tell you why. Because beneath it all, he doesn't give a damn about the fans. He doesn't give a damn about the fans. That's why he was lecturing them last year when they were booing. He didn't want them booing. You don't boo in Philly. It's all we do. What the hell's wrong with you? All we do.
Angelo, make sure you guys check out AngeloCataldi.com. I'm sure we took him overtime here too, boy. He needed a little extra days to get ready here for what he saw this past weekend when he came to Baltimore. But
hold on a minute, Danny. I gotta plug something.
Oh, right? Please do.
Right? It's important because I'm getting a lot of feedback on it and people are loving it. The documentary on Wingball is available to everyone now at a highly affordable price. $4.99 to rent, $5.99 to buy on Amazon.com or Apple Plus. Available. It's 90 minutes. It's all the fun stuff that happened in 26 years of Wingball.
I went to 3 of them.
Well, Dan, you got to see it, man. Seriously.
Dude, no, listen.
Really
I
good.
came down from Stamford, Connecticut.
Right.
And I went down to the Spectrum. You guys held it at the Spectrum, correct?
Yes.
And we went there, and I mean, it was probably, and then I worked with Tony Bruno, as you know. It's arguably the greatest radio promotion in the history of radio.
It was a good one.
And it was legendary. And for Odyssey to sell it for $5,000, I mean, You know, that now I know why Odyssey stock is trading at 3 cents. So, I mean,
3 cents? That's not good. Bottom line, though, you'll love the documentary. I know you will.
Yeah.
You will see a lot of scantily clad women running around. You will see a lot of larger-than-life competitors. And you will see, in my estimation, the single greatest filmed vomit in the history of American cinema.
Is Howard
I'm
Eskin in it? Is he in it?
Sloth, yes, the guy who no, you got to see this. It's a 10-minute up close and personal as he takes you into what he was experiencing as his belly began to rebel and he became closer. And then I guarantee you, look, I've gotten a lot of feedback already.
All right, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Oh my God, it was no AI was used, no special effects. It was a man named Sloth, too many chicken wings. Wow. Helen.
That is Angelo Cataldi. We will be pimping that thing. Thank you so much, Angelo.
See you later, guys.
Thank you so much. That is Angelo Cataldi. That Wing Bowl was one of the greatest promotions in the history of radio. Tony Bruno told me about it. And when I was a kid, I used to listen to WIP. What was the frequency? It was 610, right? Was that right? It was 610 WIP. Now they're on the FM dial. Am I right when I say 610 WIP? And you could hear it in Stanford. There were 2 sports stations. WFAM was not as good as WIP. So I listened to Philly. I didn't listen to New York sports because the guys were like national guys. The people in Philly were local dudes. They were taking guys from the Inquirer like Angelo, Howard Eskin, I forget, Steve Richardson, somebody. There was a whole bunch of dudes that you guys had, but they were local guys. And so they gave you a local flavor. And Philly's not far from where I lived and where I was raised. So I would listen to that. WFAN had national guys on first before they ended up getting local guys on. I mean, I think if I'm not, they had Imus in the morning for a while. And I thought the whole thing was stupid. Anyway, so they started talking about the Wing Bowl. And I remember I'm like, hey, we got to go down there. So me, Dave Pazzulli, who played for the Browns, actually, Tony Brown and a bunch of my friends went down. I think we went to 3 of them. I can't remember where. We didn't go all 3 of them to the Spectrum. I think we only did 1 of them at the Spectrum. But we went to another place. This thing was so great. It was just clearly one of the greatest promotions of all time. Tom Brookshire, yeah, he was on that 610 back in the day. Yeah, Connecticut. Well, you got to remember something, my friend. Stanford is probably 45 minutes. Am I right, Bet? Probably 45 minutes to Midtown. It's not that far away. You can get on the train. You're at Grand Central probably in 40 minutes. That's all we used to do. We would get on the train after school, and we'd go to these places like Brewburger. And me and my high school friends, we'd get on the train, and we go down to New York City, or we go down to Philly, or we go down to Wildwood. We go down to them places. Bunch of fun, man. So, hey, dude, WIP got up there, man. It was a 50,000 watt station, and it got into, I think it got all the way up to Boston. It was a great station. I loved it on 610. It's crazy great. If he had a crib or a spot in New York, how you playing in Philly? But don't say at least in South New Jersey, but hey, whatever. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. So no, hey, dude, that thing got all the way up there. And I heard Howard when Howard first came on there. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Zander's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Appreciate all coming aboard. Yeah, we're going to go back into the topics here. I thought it was interesting what he said. Like I said about Vrabel. Dude, Vrabel has more control over his football. But then again, and you can't tell me that New England's way of doing things is lesser than what Philly does. The Patriots are more successful as an organization than Philadelphia. They're more successful. So the way they do it, they give their head coach autonomy. In Philly, they don't. They don't give full autonomy. Howie's got it. And anybody in their right mind would know that Howie's got more say in that organization. Who do you think's job is safer? Nick Sirianni's or Howie's? Shit, you can look at any list right now. Nick Sirianni's name is one of the top 5 names when it comes to coaches on the hot seat. So how much of an impact could Drew Brees have on Jalen's ability within the pocket? That extra drop step helps a lot. Russell Wilson did it too. He dropped back 9 instead of 7. He did a 9-step drop so he could see over the offensive line. But, dude, I don't think Jalen's got very good feet. Brees has great feet. That's something that Jalen's going to have to work on, not just for 5 months, for the next 3 years. He's got to keep working on his feet. Look, all the things that you think he's going to do this year, his best year may be next year if he's still here. If he's still here and they still have the same coordinator, he may be better next year. This is going to take time. You're not going to turn that guy into something he's not. All you're going to do is you're going to modify who he is. You understand that, right? You're going to modify it. Wingbowl was just insane. Gina, you're right. That thing was a ton of fun, man. Damn shame, too, that they got rid of that. You know, I get it. Now there's lawsuits and shit, and people are stupid today. They don't have a good time. If you look at somebody wrong, they sue you. It's complete bullshit. I get it. What up, new background? Looks great. Go Birds. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. I don't see him here. I see those future picks being used on a quarterback. His days are numbered. I don't think that determination. I'll tell you what, CT Philly fan, I'll tell you where I think Hurts is right now with the organization. I think they truly want him to succeed big time this year. I think they're counting on him. I think they're expecting him. But I also happen to think they're not sure he can. And I think all those things are true. They want him so bad to be the guy. They want him to be able to carry the team. They want him to evolve in this. But I don't think they know for sure if he's going to do it. Let's see here. Sills, Angelo made a great point on having Mannion away from Sirianni as best as possible. So maybe the booth may help out. Who knows, maybe Mannion also doesn't want Sirianni's input. No way. No way. You want a job on that team, you got to kiss Sirianni's ass. Like Sirianni's got to kiss Howie's ass, you got to kiss ass in that organization to keep your job. You got to kiss Bob Lang's ass. I didn't know that. All the guys that ask questions, you know, with those player interviews and coaching interviews, I didn't know all those guys were prepped prior to the coaches coming out on what questions to ask and not ask. Okay. That's why I don't believe a fucking thing they say. They lead you. You guys accuse me of leading an interview. Well, they do the same shit I do. It's a technique. Sills, I just saw Bain never got a sack lining up in front of Bell at Miami's practice. Bain and Bell should still be teammates. Bain doesn't stop moving till the whistle is blown. I like Ruben Bain. I've known him since he was 10 years old. And I think he's going to be a star in Tampa. I do. I've known him since he was 10. I played with his uncle, Ruben. And I think he's going to be a great player. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you say he was the PR guy for Revlon? Makeup, what a joke. I believe that. He was for like a makeup company. Was Bob Lang a PR guy for a makeup company? I thought somebody in San Francisco told me that. Let's see here. I know he was in San Francisco when he was the PR guy there. Ed DeBartolo hated the guy. I thought he worked for like a makeup company or some shit like that. I'll ask somebody because he got canned in San Fran, and I forget what happened to him after San Francisco. Sills, who are trade candidates at the back end of the roster as cuts come up? I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody called the Philadelphia Eagles for one of them backup edge rushers. I wouldn't be shocked because you're deep there. Hey, I wouldn't be shocked if somebody called for Trotter for linebacker. I wouldn't be shocked if somebody called for Byron Young. Remember, I'm looking for good backups and good players. Those are good backups. That, like, Trotter could play. There's probably 10 teams Trotter could start on right now. So if you're one of those teams, you might want to call the Eagles and go, how much for Jeremiah Trotter? Would the Eagles be willing to move him for his third-round pick? I mean, hey, I'll move Trotter for a third. You got to think of shit like that. Remember, if you want to make a move, you got to have some quality and some equity people want. Cole Payton, I have no interest in. Maybe Andy Dalton. Maybe Tanner McKee. Maybe Tank Bigsby for some depth. Maybe Fred. If you're comfortable, Markel Bell has taken that role from Fred, I might think about moving him for a draft pick. Dude, everybody is tradable. There's nobody on your football team that's not tradable. You don't have a player on your team. Lane used to be. There's nobody on your football team that's not tradable. That included Jalen Carter. His name was brought up numerous times. The closest guy is probably Q to not being a traded guy. I mean, look, DeVonta's a great player. But if somebody put a package deal together and said, I'll send you a first-round pick and JSN, you're doing it. Everybody's tradable on that team. That's right. No one's safe. A couple of years back, probably Lane Johnson is probably the non-tradable guy. Bond's tradable. All them guys are. If Myles Garrett was able to be traded, anybody, yeah, that's right. That's how you look at it. That's exactly correct. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. If I was Tennessee, I don't believe Cam Ward's the guy. He's a Miami Hurricane. I love the kid, but I ain't seen it yet. I don't see like that guy moving the needle. Now, is it Tennessee? Probably, but I don't see it. And got to remember, Hurts has a no trade. So what does that mean? He can go to Tennessee. They are not letting go of Trotter because of his pops. Look how loyal this organization is. Really? They just cut a guy who was paralyzed on the field Saturday, Kim. Kim, they just cut a guy who was paralyzed and taken off the field in an ambulance. Albeit they'll put him on injured reserve and he'll get paid until he's healthy. Then they'll move him out and he's gone. They cut him. I mean, loyalty? What's in the best interest of my football team? Guy gets paralyzed for a brief moment, and the Eagles cut him 72 hours later. Loyalty? The NFL? Lori almost cried when a drafting Trotty's not getting moved. Yeah. And get this. Kobe Dean had a really good career in Philly. Why isn't he here, Stills? Oh, that's right. I forgot. He's not here because he always got hurt and they had to move him. No loyalty to him. Loyalty to players. That's a new one. You think organizations are loyal to players? That's a new one. Philly is seeing what happens when you have 4 to 5 year window of success. You have other teams come poach your players and coaches. So you constantly have to keep drafting to fill those holes. That's exactly what happened to Philadelphia or New England at the end of that 20-year run. Okay? Didn't you guys cut Deshaun Jackson and Shady or trade him? Well, that was Chip. No, that's the NFL. That's the NFL. Oh, that was Chip. No, it's the NFL. Sills, obviously, how he changed the scheme, he has optimism that Hurts can catch on with a young, dominant defense. Can the aging offense sustain and wait for Hurts with the Super Bowl window closing? You know, it's funny you say that. I wrote this down here. So let me ask you this question here. You guys truly believe you have an offense that's a Super Bowl offense? Eagles cut Trotter Sr. like 3 times. I think some of these fans started watching at 16. God. You think that's a Super Bowl offense? Let me read it to you. The 2026 Philadelphia Eagles offense, as they ready for the September 13th game versus the Commanders. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, DeVonta Smith, Dontayvion Wicks, Makai Lemon, Dallas Goedert, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Tyler Steen, and Lane Johnson. With that offensive line coming off not a spectacular year. Goddard aging, Lemon young, Wicks unproven, Smith proven, Barkley all goes with that old line. Is Saquon still got it? I believe. And what will Hurts be in 2026? Hurts is a different version of himself every single year that he's been a starting quarterback. He's never been the same Jalen Hurts. It's been up here, over there. Put him in a box. Hey, do this, do that. He's never been consistent. 21, he was different. He was a rookie. 22, he was great. 23, interceptions, difference. They want to throw the ball more. Defense wasn't very good. Still ran the ball well. 24, he didn't have to do anything. Sit back and watch. That's what he did. 25, they asked him to do something, couldn't do it. And here we are. He was only cut one time. Do y'all Google? So, like I said, Hurts is like, again, he's regressed actually as a passer the last 2 years. He's regressed. Close as hell to the field. We could see a booger on the player's face back then, especially when you were at the vet. Especially when you're at the vet, yes. Hey, by the way, before we get Big Z on here, I want to make sure you guys know, don't forget, we have a great promotion coming up on December 13th. We're doing a tailgate with the Colts and the Eagles. It's a home game. I'm coming into town, okay? You can get a ticket for this. This is going to be a great event, okay? And we are looking forward to doing this with you guys. It's going to be in Lot P, $135. Buy one or two tickets. I'd like to get this thing sold out before the end of the program. A custom JAKIB Nation hoodie made for exclusively for that day. Personalized autographs that we're going to do for you guys. By the way, I might even bring a bunch of my football cards and bring some of my football cards in. And we'll sign some of the football cards. Zander will have his giveaway, his annual Nation giveaway, and what he does with the hats, the jerseys. That stuff is so great every year that he does. And again, this is December 13th, $135 a ticket, our holiday tailgate. It's for Eagles and Colts, custom JAKIB Nation hoodie, Big Sil's autograph per reservation. Tailgate will be in Lot P from 9 until 12. That's 9 until noon. Zander's giveaway, jerseys, hats, jackets, Krause's coat collection. Bring a coat. Everyone goes, and all these items go to someone in need in Philly. 267-261-3428. That's 267-261-3428. Let me tell you this. Hey, if you hate me, $135 for the ticket to get into a football game, you're never going to find a better ticket. And by then, that late in the year, December, if some of you are right, Eagles might be a team that you're talking about could be a 12-win football team by then. $135 to get into the door. Hey, like I said, we're going to have a great time. There's going to be drinks and food out there too, by the way. I'm just saying, man. Holy cow. $135 to get into an NFL game. I'd buy 3 tickets. I'd buy 3 tickets and make my boys buy the tickets off me for more. I mean, beer, grub, and big sales. How you doing? All right. It's going to be great. Get this. $135 to punch big sales, worth it. There you go. How many yards would Barkley need for us to be successful? I think you're going to need 335 to 340 carries. And you're going to need about 1650 for you to be in a conversation. That's what I think. You know why 350 carries? field position, time of possession. I think you're going to need that. And until that passing game comes around. I mean, until your passing game. And I'm not, we'll see if your passing game ever does come around. Last year, it never did. Kind of spotty that it came around. I think Minnesota was a game, came around a little bit. Other than that, was never consistent. So that's something that you're going to have to, in my opinion, that's something that you're going to have to keep an eye on. Man, we're in a time where every time you get ahead, you can't catch a break. Twist, technically, let's see here. So what does Hurts have to do to get that contract extension? If he doesn't do it and the team is carried by Barkley in the defense, what happens to Hurts? I say if he can work that no trade. If it looks common, I'm not paying that guy $60 million. Not happening. If Barkley carries the team again in the defense, and Hurts goes along for the ride, I'm not paying that guy. Glorified caboose. Sills will be really nice in person unless Zander gets him some security. Trust me. I can handle myself. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm a little older, but yeah, I'm okay. Hurts needs another year like 22 if he wants 60 million plus. Yes. Agreed. Duke can get Sam Darnold money if he wants to stay. Hey, Christopher, think of this. Why don't I just go get Baker Mayfield, pay that guy 50 instead of paying Hurts 60? Take that money and give it to Cooper, part of his new contract and his new deal, or Q, or Jalen, or DeVonta. Think about this, too. If you guys are what you say you're going to be this year, first guy on the table has got to be Jalen Hurts. That's going to be 60 million plus. Like you guys tell me, can't pay everybody. Next guy up's Q. That's 30 plus. There's $90 million. Two dudes. Then you got Coop. That's $28 million. $130 million bucks. Three dudes. Jalen Hunt. Moro Jomo. Who you keeping? One of them's going. Keeping Hunt? Let no Jomo walk? All right. Still got to pay that guy $25 million. $25 million might be light, too. For an edge rusher, if Jalen Hunt gets 12 sacks, 13 sacks, he's going to command $35 million. Still's in good hands. We're going to make sure Skinny Joe there. Sills, just wondering, what was Dallas' passing offense when Jimmy Johnson was there? Third down, get the ball to Michael Irvin. Rest of the time, 28 carries, Emmett right, Emmett left. Dallas wasn't a high passing offense. They gave that running back 28 carries a game. Emmitt Smith led the NFL in carries every year, not just yardage. Emmett was like, here. What was Dallas's offense? Again, they didn't have to throw the ball. That's why Michael Irvin's numbers weren't gigantic. It was Emmett. And anytime that you have these kind of numbers, look at these numbers here. 365 carries. 365 373 carries. 377 carries. 349 carries. 300, that's all consecutive. Led the NFL in rushing. 4 of 5 years he was in the league at the beginning of the start of the season and averaged over 365 carries a year. I mean, they won the clock and they did all that. When's the season goatee coming back, Sills? I think we're going to start working on it. Yeah. The Cowboys won because they won the time of possession. And they ran you off the clock. And they ran you off the field running the ball. They were great on third down. And other than that, Emmett right, Emmett left. 30 carries, 28 carries, 150 yards. Emmitt Smith. That's what won them Super Bowls. Ran you off the line of scrimmage. Almost like running the ball is the most important thing to win a chip. I guess just throw more. Here, I don't know why you're changing. They must get this. You tell me if you agree with this. I think the reason they're changing, I think because the offensive line is not the same in their eyes. And for them to change like this, personally, I hear John asking this question all the time. Why are they doing this? Well, I think they think that O-line's getting older. John said, next year you may be without Landon and Lane. Dude, 2 of your 5 guys gone? 2 instrumental guys? You're not going to be the same ever again. This might be the last time you have this crew together. Landon, Lane, and Mulata. This might be the last time. Most likely it is. Are you going to lose 2 of them? And you're going to go Markel Bell and Willie Lampkin and think you're the same? Hey, just because Markel Bell might start over there one day at right tackle doesn't mean you're getting Lane Johnson performance or Landon Dickerson performance from Willie Lampkin. I'll say this to you. If Landon Dickerson doesn't come back this year and play and he's hurt, the number 1 priority in that draft just might be a left guard. It just might be a left guard. Because if Landon doesn't come back, Gary Cobb doesn't think much of how he's looked in camp. And if that guy doesn't play well, you're talking about another position that you're going to have a position of need. All depending on Markel Bell's growth, too. You may look at right tackle and left guard in the upcoming NFL draft. Tariq Woolen, what happens over there at right cornerback, too? What if Jonathan Gennard doesn't get on the field? Nolan Smith doesn't pan out. You're going to need another edge rusher. Gennard and Nolan Smith. I tried bringing this up to you guys yesterday. And, of course, you don't want to hear it. But you got to look at your future. Nolan Smith's future has told you who he is. And so is Jonathan Grenard's future and past. 6 seasons, he's only had 1 year where he was healthy. You got to take these contingencies into account when you're building a football team. You can't just say blind faith, well, hell, fuck it. I'm counting on good health. You don't get healthier when you get older. You don't get healthier. If Landon is like he was last year, I'm sitting his ass. I hate it, but I'd rather put someone healthy out there He was getting mauled by Milton at joint practices too. Yeah, I don't. Hey, Christopher, this is why, again, I don't believe your offense is as good as you think it's going to be, because I don't believe that offensive line's coming back. I think they're going to be better, but I don't think they're going to be where they were even with DeAndre Swift. And Barkley's going to have to really do some things in space this year. Maybe that's one of the reasons they're throwing him hitch passes. I don't know, man. You're strong right now at your tackles. You're more athletic there at your tackles. Shit, I'll say it here. It wouldn't shock me if Tyler Steen is already a better player than Landon right now, based on health alone and movement. Is he more of a point of attack guy than Landon? No, he's never been. But then again, I think Tyler Steen is a downgrade from what Makai Becton gave you 2 years ago. He wasn't an upgrade. He's a good player, but he wasn't an upgrade. The offensive line downgraded with Tyler Steen. Combine that with injuries and then Lane missing, your offensive line was not the same, obviously. And that's going to change? Older players. All right. There's nothing wrong with blind faith. Nolan Smith's future revealed who he is. How? Did you time travel to his future? I'll tell you what, Prince, I'm sure you had the same thought about Nakobe too. He's right down the same lane as Nakobe. Jalen Hunt's a better ball player right now. A third-round pick in 2 years has surpassed Nolan Smith. So let me get this right. You're going to pay a backup $15 million to back up Jalen Hunt and the other guy? So wait, the starter's going to make less, or the backup is going to make less than the starter, right? In your eyes. Next year, if you hold pat, Hunt will start. Grenard hopefully starts. You're going to pay Nolan Smith more than the starter? Because you took him in the first round? Nobody on the Eagles right now has a backup making more than the starter. I mean, all right. So I heard John talking to Zander about exhibition football. Do you think the games matter more, like I said earlier, to the Jets than to the Eagles? They don't have starters. They have no idea. So it's relative to the organization. I pointed this out. How many open starting jobs did you have this year in camp? Cornerback 2 and an edge and a wideout. Basically, they just moved DeVonta over. So it was really wide receiver 2, right? So he basically had 3 spots open. In New York, do you know how many jobs people are looking for? There's probably 17 job openings with the Jets. Exhibition football matters in New York. Now, for the fans, of course it doesn't matter. It doesn't. All right. Without further ado, I want to get Big Z's takeaway on Makai Lemon and what he's going to see and what he's going to project this year with this guy. Got to go get my money. Without further ado, my friend, Big Z, Zander Krause joins us now. How you doing, bro?
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
Oh, good, dude. All right. Makai Lemon. Give me your takeaway on what you think of this dude here and where you think. Hey, Z, are you buying the hype?
Well, I don't think there is hype. I mean, who said there's hype?
The 20th pick in the draft is not hype?
Have you seen hype?
First-round draft choices aren't hype?
Have you seen hype?
Yeah. Oh, my God. I've never seen a guy hold a cup of coffee in my life. Oh, my God. The
I haven't seen that.
processing that guy does. You're like, dude, you're glazing a guy holding a cup of water?
I don't think there's been that much hype.
Zander, you don't think first-round picks is anything to do with hype?
Well, there is hype, naturally on a first-round pick, but I'm saying it's strictly in the case of him. I haven't seen overblown hype. In fact, I think I've seen more concern on him because he hasn't been on the field. I think when it comes to the comments that he makes, he just comes across as immature to me. Just immature still. A young guy. I think he's got a lot to learn. I don't really give a rat's ass what he says. I care about what he does on the field, but I do think it's fair for you to point out that you've seen, different things that have been in different players throughout your career of what works and what doesn't. And
me included. So
I think it's fair to point some of those out, but that stuff goes behind you real quick if you can play ball, doesn't it? I mean, if you're a ball player and people can see that, like Jimmy Johnson used to say, I'll treat you all fairly, but I won't treat you the same, and that's he hasn't earned that yet, but that's the one thing to do to put it all behind him pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean, he comes off a little immature to me. I think he's a young guy. I think he's got a lot to learn here, but I don't know. Interesting guy. What did he say? He's like, I got to get my money or something like that.
Got to get my money. It's just another day, and I think it's great and all. I got to go. And it's
I think there's also a level, and I'll teach you something because the old heads don't understand it. That is kind of a saying amongst people now, just in terms, not even specifically about getting money, just like I got to get to it. I gotta wake up and I got to get to it. I got to get after it. I'm getting after the money today. I'm getting after it. So I think I don't know. I mean, maybe it's lingo. Maybe it's a slogan for him. Who the heck knows, man? I just want him to perform on the field.
I just want him. Let me tell you something about acting like a professional, too. I wish I had. I wish I knew how to be a professional when I was younger and I was learning how to be. Hey, when I got all that money and I got all that, hey, pay me first round money. Whoa. Hey, I'm really important. I walk in the building there, those NFL guys, they didn't give a shit where I played, where I was from, how much money I made. You know what I had to do my first day? I had to go get 6 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts and bring them in because Randy Grimes goes, hey, rookie, sign all that money, you're talking shit in the media about it? Go get us 6 boxes of 6 dozen Krispy Kremes. That'll be every day this week. I'm getting Krispy Kremes prior to fucking practice. I have to lay out the Krispy Kremes, and then Mike Stendrew does this shit to me. Hey, rookie, I carried Curly Cup's bag when I was in Houston. Here's my fucking gear. Grab it. Shit. I'm carrying some dude's gear in. That was the shit and how I was raised in the NFL. I had to go through the ropes.
Well, they don't still do that stuff?
I got to get my money.
Well, maybe that's why he needs money. He's got to buy some Krispy Kremes, dude. I don't know. I think the more important thing is I want him to look good out on the field. I want him to get out. I want him to attack the field hard. And obviously he's got a lot to ramp up on here with 19 days out from I think it's 19 or 18 days out from the regular season. He hasn't worked in the new offense much this summer. He hasn't worked with Jalen Hurts much this summer. Other than I think he was with them when they went to Florida or wherever they went.
Yes.
But, if he's going to be a contributor this year, the time is now. You don't really have a ramp-up period when the season comes. There is naturally, but I'm saying your team isn't going to try new things and put new players or put unknown players on the field when you're in week 5. Right. I mean, they want you to know. They want to know now, okay, you're going to be a part of our game plan. So, that unless obviously an injury happens and he's forced into the mix. So he's got to ramp up. We'll see. It's way too early to speak. I don't have a great gut feeling on either of our first 2 picks this year. I hope I'm wrong, and I might be wrong. There's a good chance I'm wrong based on their previous.
We hope we're wrong.
My gut isn't great right now.
No.
Let's see, though.
Yeah, I'm not buying the kid. I'm just not. I want to see him go do it, and I'm with you 100%. All right, Big Z. here lies the difference between a leader and a guy who walks around on his knee pads.
Here you guys.
Now, let me go here. So Mike Vrabel sitting there at a presser. Someone asked him a question about his roster. Here's Vrabel. Hey, yeah, we're not deep enough. We're not very deep in our positions, and we need better players behind
He's skating
us.
Accountability. Classic.
Hold on.
Classic Mike.
I don't know. He took a team to the Super Bowl last year in his first year coaching.
He's skating accountability from the back. Oh, we cried to the GM. I need better backups.
Could you ever
shut up, Mike. Coach him up, Mike.
Sirianni taking a shot.
That's bullshit.
Our tight end position is very weak. Could you ever imagine?
Bullshit. When you're a leader, you have to take the blame for things, even
Bro,
when you're not to blame.
He is the leader of the
That's
team.
That's part of being a leader. You don't get up there and say,
it's
his fault and his fault.
Hey, Zander.
Better play. Oh, bullshit.
He's not answering to anybody.
That's not the burden of leadership.
Hold on. You know what it is? He is the leader. He don't work for Elliott Wolf.
Then why is he not taking accountability for why the backups
telling
aren't playing good
everybody
enough?
we've got to work harder.
He's
you know
not
what
the leader.
I love about New England?
He's not the leader.
They hired their head.
You
they
contradicted
hired their
yourself,
head football
Sills.
coach. They hired their head football coach to get talent, to coach it, and also to hire assistant coaches.
You contradicted yourself in the open.
How did
you said he sounds like Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio says all the time, I'm at the mercy of Howie.
Boss.
That's what Mike's saying.
Boss, no wonder
he's not
New
the
England,
leader.
No wonder New England is more successful than Philly.
They're not more successful than Philly in the last. What, in the Tom Brady era, in the one-of-one era, the one-of-one quarterback in the history of mankind?
Since that guy has owned a team, they've been to 12 Super Bowls.
And how many of them were with Tom?
Okay, well, who fucking hired that guy? Bob Kraft.
All right. Again, my point is Tom is the outlier in every scenario of football.
So wait a minute. When they
happened to be in New England.
When they hired Parcells and they went to a Super Bowl, that's probably luck too. And when they went to the Super Bowl this last year with Vrabel, that's got to be luck too, right?
It's not luck. They've done good things, and they are an objectively good organization. You said they're better than the Eagles right now. They are not. Outside of the Tom Brady era, they're not.
Wait a second. Everything counts in an organization, Z, not just quantifying.
What's the last 5 years?
Hold on. Here, let me, last 5 years?
New England versus Philadelphia Eagles, last 5 year comparison. Let's see. Let's see who's right.
Okay, 5 years.
Head-to-head, Eagles are up 1-0.
So he took the 2 years that they went to the Super Bowl and won it, and not the body of work.
So you just want me to live in 2012?
No, I'm living in 2026 when
I'm living in the Nick Sirianni era.
They just went to the Super. Dude, anybody who thinks that the Patriots the Eagles have been a better franchise over the last fucking 20 years is insane. It's insane. They've won 39 fucking playoff games. They've won 10 Super Bowls. Or they've been to 10. They've won 6.
Oh, here, let's see. In the last 5 years in the Nick Sirianni era, Eagles have a 6.94 win percentage. The Patriots are 40-45 with a 4.71. They made the playoffs out of 5 years. The Eagles are 5 for 5.
You're right. In the last 5 years, the Eagles are.
Well, what do you want me to do? Live in 2016?
No,
that's my point.
I'm living in the fucking Robert Kraft era.
Why did you bring up this topic? Because you were going to what? Take a dump on Nick Sirianni.
Every single coach that they hire is the boss, and it runs through them. They don't answer to anybody. Parcells, Belichick.
Vrabel just told you Elliott Wolf is the boss.
Dude, Elliott Wolf is not his fucking boss. Okay.
He said it. What am I supposed to do?
He doesn't. He doesn't.
I can't coach him up.
Hey, dog.
Accountability, Mike.
You're right. Nick is a better coach. Bullshit.
That's not what I said.
I
dispute your point that he's the undisputed leader.
That fucking guy coaching me, that knee-dragging doorman of a head coach in Philly.
That wasn't my point.
I'll take Mike Vrabel any day over that doorman at a strip club.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We'll see what happens this year if that guy lays a fucking
Ironically, I would take Mike Vrabel over Nick too. But to your point, Mike's in the same position. He's not in charge.
Can you imagine Nick ever taking a shot at Howie? No. He would never say anything about a position group on his team being.
Yeah, I appreciate Nick for taking the accountability, not looking at everybody else. Oh, Howie,
accountability.
More. Howie, what am I supposed to do with this roster? Improve them more.
Accountability. Nick Sirianni takes accountability.
Nick Sirianni falls on the sword for every.
When things go south, he blames his assistant.
Oh, wait a minute. Might not like Nick as a coach.
Who fired Johnson?
Gosh.
Who fired Brian Johnson?
Dude, you might not like Nick as a
Why
head coach.
did Brian Johnson get fired? Because
Sills.
Nick didn't stand up for him.
Sills, you might not like Nick as a head coach, but the only reason he's employed right now is
stand
because he falls on the sword for everybody in that organization.
Like who? Kevin Patullo and Brian Johnson?
So what did you want Nick to do? I said, oh, yeah, just fire me. I want to keep Brian, so fire me.
You bet. Get a scapegoat in Philly. That's what you do.
BS.
Oh, really?
This city's scapegoating crime goes back way further than Nick.
Wait a minute. Brian Johnson wasn't a scapegoat. He wasn't.
No. I mean, he was for the team. But what did you want Nick to do? Say, keep Brian and then fire me and blow it up?
I never thought Brian was bad.
I don't either. Jeffrey Lurie said, get him out of here.
Okay. So he told Nick to fire a good coach.
Wait a second. Are you saying that the scapegoating era in the Philadelphia happened just now with the Nick Sirianni era, and that's started with him?
I thought that's what era you were talking about.
That is the era I'm talking about. But
yeah,
the problem, there's two different things. We're talking about the era, but the problem you're bringing up precedes the era in a great way by the people who are above Nick, the owner and the GM.
So wait, you think they parachuted in and told Andy Reid what to do? I don't. Andy Reid hired who the fuck he wanted to hire.
I've been very clear about that.
I mean, Doug got fired. And Doug got fired for standing up for his coaches.
Chip Kelly took the baby and dropped it on its head. Jeffrey Lurie's been different ever since.
Folks, yes or no? Did Doug Peterson get fired for standing up for his coaches?
And should he have stood up for the coach?
Hold on. I didn't ask you that. I asked you, did he get fired because he stood up for his coaches? Yes or no?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
But it was a bigger problem than just that. He was unwilling to placate to every whim and every need of the front office. If you're going to be the head coach in Philly, it goes without saying. It's like if you want to get a job on Wall Street, you got to have a finance degree from some Ivy League. It goes without saying. If you're the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, you placate to the whims and the likes of Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman. And I'm not going to criticize Nick.
I said, that is not leadership. That's going along to get along.
Nick takes more accountability than Mike Vrabel does.
We will definitely disagree on that one.
Oh, BS. You might not like the way Nick coaches, but one thing is he does. He falls on the sword for all those guys.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion. All right.
It's not an opinion. It's objectively true.
Okay. Okay, John McMullen. Hey, do you
Boy, you're whiny today.
Hey, there you go. See, now he's throwing adjectives at me here. Now it's all right here.
It's a little whiny. I mean, I didn't call you a name. I just said the state of being is you're whiny right now.
Hey, okay, that's again, it's okay. I can take slings and arrows. That's just who I am.
I wouldn't call that a swing.
Okay, it's okay. So Big Z.
Look at Patriot fan to jerk whining up a storm. Another whiner like Sileo whining up a storm in the chat. Shut up, the jerk. Tell Mike to take accountability for his backups being a bunch of
good job, the jerk. Way to go, brother. You know leadership when you nerd. See it. The other guy's a doorman. Hey, all right. Big Z. Eagles. Do you truly believe that is a Super Bowl offense?
The Eagles are a Super Bowl offense? No. Super Bowl defense, Super Bowl team.
Okay. So they're going to win in spite of that offense.
Well, I think there's a way to do it without. Did they win in spite of the offense in 24?
Well, the offense had a component that was
Right,
that was legendary.
Was the offense good in 24? I mean, not really.
I don't think so.
They were a great running team, not a
Great
good
running team.
But they won big because the defense was freaking incredible. I mean, even the Super Bowl, people love to give Jalen, and he had a good game, and Saquon and DeVonta with the dagger and all these different things. I mean, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid didn't get past midfield till the 10th drive of the game. I mean, the defense won that football game in the Super Bowl. The offense closed it out. The offense said, you leave me the haymaker, I'll throw the haymaker. And they did it, to their credit. But the buildup of that, the roots of that game were the defense. And I think that's what the team has to be again. I mean, you can't turn the ball over. You can't lead the league in 3 and outs, and you have to be able to run the football effectively. If the Eagles do those 3 things and they rank 20th and the defense is what we think they're going to be, I think you're going to be a team that's battling for the Super Bowl. Doesn't mean you're going to get there, but I mean, I think they're going to be in the mix for the battle.
So let me ask you about your boy Sean Mannion, the evil genius. So where's Nick going to have him calling his plays from? You think?
Where's Nick calling or Sean calling?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out if he's going to interfere with where he's going to call plays. Why wouldn't he interfere with the guy's play calling? I mean, I do think that's an issue. I mean, Vic Fangio doesn't want any coaches in his ear. You see when Vic's up there in that booth, it's all Vic Fangio, man. There's just a statistician up there, and the rest of those coaches are away from him. It's all him. That's something that he's possessed over 40 years that he's been able to do. You tell me, do you think it's a problem or not a problem that they haven't figured that dynamic out yet?
Well, I mean, it could always be better, but I don't think it's a problem. Has it been a problem?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know. I haven't seen a game. All I've seen is, I've seen 2 preseason games, and one very underwhelming. The other one was a little better.
I think Philly 500 said it best when he talked about this. You can't hire a rookie coordinator and not give him the leeway to be a rookie. If you have a problem with it, I'm okay with that. But then I think that should be directed at Nick and directed at the organization for going down this route. You can't hire a first-year guy and expect him to have veteran experience.
I'm not blaming Mannion. I'm not blaming Mannion.
He doesn't have it. So, I think my problem with it is, and John's called this out too, he's like, it's not what Mannion wants, clearly. So, is it Nick getting too involved? Who knows? At the same time, here I go again, and Nick's been on my nerves for the last couple of weeks, so I haven't defended him much, and I'm not really defending him here. I'm just adding the context. If you watched an organization, as like Sileo just named, blow out coordinators like this team does, would you put your fate in their hands? I'll ask everybody listening. You got a job, you have a career, you have a life. Sileo says it all the time. I don't want to co-host. I'm not putting my fate in another guy's hands. Anybody who works for a company, you're gonna rely on an unreliable guy or an unreliable system to do your job for you so you can keep food on the table. I mean,
no way.
Nick, I think is acting out of fear, and that's my problem with the way they operate, because I think the organization operates.
And they put him in that, right? They put him in that box.
I think they've cornered him into it. I do think it's a little bit of his philosophy as well. The whole risk averse thing, the whole, everything is competitive advantage. I'm not a fan of playing like that or operating like that. I'd rather show my chest and live or die with the results. But that's not the way they've operated. And I don't know. I do think it's not the smartest what they've done here with trying to have a first year guy. I mean, the other thing that's been happening, and Vic admitted to this at the podium too, is there's been way more calls during practice. I forget what they're called. Periods though, where Sean is practicing play calling. Like, we have to prepare for a season. We shouldn't have to prepare the coordinator. But again, I don't think that's Mannion's fault. How the hell would he have the experience? He's never done it. You got to start somewhere in life. I can respect that and appreciate that. But I think those should be reserved for the teams that don't have Super Bowl aspirations.
Correct. You shouldn't be doing that with a team that's in a Super Bowl window.
But, the other way to look at it is maybe the Eagles are signaling something else to us.
They are signaling something else. You know what I think it is? And you tell me if you think I'm wrong. That he's not going to have the autonomy that people are saying he's going to have. This is still going to be Nick's ball of wax. And by the way, it should be, as he's the head coach. However, telling us that he's going to have full autonomy over the play calling, when Nick's still debating whether to put him in the booth or on the sidelines next to him, come on, man. You can't even get that right. That's coming down again. Here's, again, Z, why I'm on this side with, man, why are you getting in your own way? This is shit that's getting in your own way. You guys have a really good roster, and I agree with you. You have a really good roster. Is it a top 5 roster? Yeah. But I'll tell you what you don't have. You don't have a top 5 offensive coaching staff. That's for damn sure. I mean, none of those guys I would look at and go, you think any one of those coaches that are assistant coaches are top 5 in their profession at any level? Wide receiver, O-line, OC?
Yeah, but those are tough to gauge, aren't they? I mean,
I'll tell you what, I go over on your defensive side. Clint Hurtt's a top 5 D-line coach.
Well, he looks like it. I mean, we're up close and personal. My point is, like, how can we ever rank them? How good is the receiving coach in New England?
Dude, okay. I'm talking about the Eagles. When I go on your side of the ball, dude, your linebacker coach is exceptional.
That's true. I mean, the Eagles,
the
defensive staff is better. I'll give you that. The defensive staff gives you more confidence in your coaching staff to have answers and to make adjustments. I want to point something out.
Wait, you think there's any coincidence that there's less questions on that side of the ball because of that?
Well, no, but dude, because this is where I think sometimes you inherently contradict yourself with your points on the show. You are known as the number 1 Jalen Hurts doubter, I'll use, out there. So how can you point to all of these different questions on offense and leave out the fact? Like, I know some people, and this isn't my line of thinking. I'm just sharing it because I've heard it. I was talking to one dude. He's like, you think Nick's a stiff? Nick figured out how to get to the Super Bowl 2 times with Jalen Hurts, who's not a great passer in the modern NFL. I think he's an effing genius.
When you say,
I'm just saying, that's a line of thinking.
I contradicted myself. I want to know what you're talking about exactly.
Because you're saying the offensive problems are on the coaching, but you're leaving out the fact that the players have been a big part of the reason they haven't been able to be a successful offense. For example, if I'll use an example. If Joe Burrow was the quarterback of the Eagles, do you think the wide receiving coach wouldn't be good?
No.
You'd have no problems with him.
Because Joe Burrow is going to be better than the wide receiver coach will ever be because he's going to elevate.
You missed my point.
Does it really matter? Okay, wait a minute. You think the wide receiver coach in New England made Amendola or Edelman, or do you think it was Brady that made him?
Well, no, I think it was Brady that made him. But my point was more that the output of the team will always make a coaching staff look better or worse. And the coaches have an impact on that. But the bigger impact on that is the quality of players and the quality of player putting out on the field.
Correct.
Vic is a great coordinator. Vic has not had the best defenses his whole career.
No.
In fact, he's been in the 20s many times. Why? Because Vic's a bad coach? Or because Vic didn't have great players?
I got that. Well, that's why, for me, I've always said one of the reasons that the Eagles have been so successful is because of that elite GM.
Well,
sometimes you guys
definitely
win.
A big part of it.
Yeah, but would you not agree? You won 11 games last year offensively in spite of coaching.
Well, I think the coaching did horrible last year offensively, but I also don't think the players did very good. I mean, seriously,
hold on.
Jalen Hurts fans, and I'm a Jalen Hurts fan, but Jalen Hurts
11 games. You still won 11 games, and you still won your division. I mean, we're not talking about
the defense was great.
Ultimate failure.
And the players, I mean, Saquon didn't have
but
a good
that's
year.
the
Jalen
point
didn't
I
have
just
a good
made.
year.
They won in spite of shitty offensive coaching last year. Did they not?
But why do you say in spite of the coaching more so in spite of the poor play from the players?
I'm not
AJ didn't play good.
Okay, so you win 11 games. That's not shitty. You're looking at 11 wins and being bounced as shitty. I'm not.
I want to point out something to you that is what I think is a knock on Sirianni. And to your credit, you've been saying this about him for a long time. I was listening to, of all people I know, a Mike McDaniel interview. All right, Mike McDaniel sat down with the Pivot, with like Ryan Clark, Channing Krause, some of those guys. I think they have a good podcast.
They do.
And Mike McDaniel said, it was a weird way he phrased it because he's a weird guy. A lot of the things he says are weird, and I'm weird. It's all good. But
hey, by the way, listen, that's probably why him and Vic didn't get along.
But he said, I can't wait for my first 3-game losing streak when I first took the job. That's what I said to my wife. And she was like, what do you mean you can't wait for your first 3-game losing streak? And he said, that's when you need a head coach. Nobody needs a head coach when you win 4 or 5 games in a row. Nobody needs a head coach when everything's fine and dandy and peaches and cream and the sun's up. You need a head coach when shit hits the fan. You need a head coach when adversity strikes. That's when you need a head coach. And I thought that was a great point because I'm like, I do think Nick deserves credit for how much success they've had. But one area he has really struggled in is when things are going poorly, he struggles to get things back on the rails. Now, his best effort in that was 24, when they were going poorly and early in the season, and he course corrected, and they went on. But you can't leave out 23, and you can't leave out 25. And, Nick's going to have to be better, I think, in that area for this team to have sustained success, because no matter how good of a football team you are, no matter how good your offense is, no matter how good your defense is, no matter how good your GM is, adversity is inevitable, especially in the game of football. So I think Nick's got to get better at that.
Let me ask you about that 24 decision. Was that truly a coaching move, or was that by necessity that they had to, because all the mounting turnovers, and that there were no other choice but to run the ball? I mean,
I would disagree with that. Just from a sense of,
what other choice do they have?
I get it, but it's easy in hindsight to say that was the simple choice. But remember, 22, they were an RPO team. 23, they started to pass the ball more and actually did it better. The turnovers just skyrocketed. 23, after they blew out Brian Johnson and the defensive staff, they brought in Kellen Moore. When they brought in Kellen Moore, never once did me or you. In fact, I made a fool of myself. It was my first offseason on the air, and I said, this pro-style offense, Jalen Hurts is going to throw for 4,000 plus. It's got 30 touchdowns. Kellen Moore is about to bring out the best in this passing game. I had an optimistic view, but everybody's take that year was the Eagles are trying to become a more pro-style offense. So now in hindsight, we can say, oh, that was the easy thing to do. But I don't know that it was at the time, dude. I don't know that it was. And remember, during that season, when they were winning games in a big way, you said it, McMullen said it every week, and I questioned it as well. Is this sustainable? Can you win a Super Bowl in the modern NFL playing like this? So I think it would be unfair to say that was the obvious answer. I don't think it was. In fact, I think he went against the grain of what most NFL teams would want to do. So I think he deserved a little more credit for that than you're giving him.
How about this one here, Z? Would you go down this lane? Do you think the organization is now thinking this way? The reason that we have to do what you just said, we have to pivot and scheme. Is that offensive line really going to be what the offensive line has been? You got an aging Landon. You've got a hurt Lane. Go vice versa if you want with that. It's aging Lane, hurt Landon. Do you really believe that they're doing this? It's not sustainable to continue to do what we're doing because that O-line right now is the biggest question mark on our foot. Dude, the biggest question mark on your football team right now is not Jalen Hurts. The biggest question mark on your football team is your O-line.
Yeah, but I think Jalen has to be held to a higher standard than he's held.
Okay, yeah, but get this. Would a great O-line help that?
It would, but I don't think a great thing, and I guess this is going to sound stupid, but I don't think the Eagles will know what to do if they win because of the offensive line in the running game again.
You mean when it comes to the decision on him?
Yes. Because I believe we've reached the point in Jalen's career that Jalen has to become the engine. Yeah. Yeah, it's time to tick. This is your football team. This is your offense. This is your team. And I think Jalen has to kind of take that bull by the horns and run with it. That's not to say I want him to be a 4,500-yard passer and someone he's not. But I don't want it to be like the only way we win is if we don't have to put the ball in Jalen's hands. I don't think we can say that. And I don't think even as successful as Jalen has been, I don't think you want to re-up a max contract when that's your outlook on your quarterback. The whole point of having an elite quarterback, the whole point of paying an elite quarterback is it's the number one unfair advantage in all of football. More than coaching, more than defense, more than offensive tackles, more than running backs, more than wide receivers. The number one advantage you can have, this is why teams sell their soul to get draft picks, is getting an elite quarterback. That's how you create a disproportionate amount of opportunity for your team, regardless of the circumstances on the roster, with the injuries, all these things. And I think Jalen has to really take those reins this year. I don't know that he will. And I think there is a way where he can do it without having him turn into something he's not. But I don't think you can go through this year and say that Jalen was the caboose. I don't think that's great for the Eagles long term, because I don't think that answers your question of stability on the offensive side of the ball with quarterback. So I think it's got to be Jalen in 22. Jalen this year like it was in 22. At the end of 22, I said Jalen carried that football team.
Yes, he did.
I'm going to say that again this year. Maybe not carried it, but that dude was a big part of the reason they won as many games as they did. I think we need to say that confidently this year.
I thought he was the star of that team that year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think he absolutely was.
That's probably the only year that he's been the number one player on the team, was that 22 season. Let me ask you that, what you just said. Interesting what you just said. You think they would re-up Hurts if he goes 12-5? They win a divisional game, get to the NFC Championship, they lose it. He throws for 3,300 yards and 20 touchdowns. Versus they go 9-8, and he throws for 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, and is one of the top 10 passing quarterbacks in pro football.
Yeah, the former. The former, not the latter. 100%.
$60 million on 33.
Well, I think the negotiation would be different. I don't think it would be as clear cut. Like in 22, after that year, you guys all know how contract works. We watch them all year. When you're that good, you're the top guy at your position. Even if you're not. Trevor Lawrence at one point was the highest paid quarterback. He's not the highest paid best quarterback in the league, but that's how it is. I don't think Jalen will have answered that question if that happens. But I do think the Eagles would keep him 100%. I think you could see something like this.
Nicole Lynn would come back and say, well, that's his third NFC Championship game that he's played in. And,
to be honest, she'd probably be right.
She is right.
Yeah. If I were the owner,
yeah,
I get it. Sometimes you want things to look prettier. I'd pay Jalen. If they go to the NFC Championship game this year, I'm paying Jalen. I'm not. In fact, I'm probably not even thinking about it.
Highest paid in the league.
I mean, that's kind of how contracts work.
$64 million.
You'd probably look for a little leeway, maybe get him to 60. But dude,
why would Clutch bend like that?
Well, maybe they wouldn't. And then you probably just give him the deal. Remember, Howie's really good at signing contracts too. So he's never been hamstrung by the money he gave Jalen up front. He's not going to be hamstrung by the next deal. But, guys, I get it. Everybody's like, oh, you don't pay a quarterback that money. You know what you don't do? You don't go to 3 NFC title games in 5 years and blow up your team. That's called stupidity.
Yeah.
You don't do that. I don't care what you think of the way it looks. And I think even you would agree to that.
I'm not doing anything.
I get it. It could be a conversation about money and how much and all these different things. But
years,
years, I think, is a good one. You probably don't want to give them 4. Do you give them 2 or 3?
Right.
2. Get this. What do you think Jalen would accept this? I'll fully guarantee 27 at 51. And I'll give you a 2-year extension on top of that. Fully guaranteed $120 million. No, right?
No. They want third.
That gives him $171 million across 3 years.
See, this conversation is going to happen March 17th. And here's why. There's only $20 million on that deal. Are they going to add an additional $30 million in fully guarantees and use that last year of 27 to extend him out for 3 more years? That means this then, Zander. That means you're talking in excess of almost $300 million.
I know. I mean, I agree with Senor. Hurts and his agent aren't going to accept it. But I do think it's going to be more of a negotiation, you know? Steven says, I'm assuming this is nonsense. Steven, what's nonsense? I mean, they have been a winning football team. You might not like Jalen, but they've been a winning football team.
But not only that, why it's not nonsense, that means this. That means DeVonta Smith had a great year. You don't think DeVonta Smith's agent's going to sit around? He's making less money than the guy Christian Watson up in Green Bay. He's making less money than that dude, and that guy's never had a 1,000-yard year. He's not going to sit back on his ass and not make that kind of money. Bullshit, man. You've got so many guys that you're going to have to pay. If you guys are thinking it's going to be the year you're going to have, man, it's going to look like people standing at a ticket gate. What do you think Sean Mannion's biggest challenge is this year?
I think his biggest challenge is bringing this offense, you know, to a level that's consistently competent. You know, I mean, you have to take a unit that hasn't been great and bring them, you know, to at least the middle with lesser talent than they've had. It's a tough ask for a first-year coordinator.
So you've got to elevate Goddard's play?
Well, can I say something?
Sure.
The more we talk about this, is this an early scapegoat job again? I mean, how easy is it to scapegoat this guy? We got rid of your best offensive weapon. Your offensive line's another year older. We're running a system that's never been run with the quarterback or the running back for that matter.
They won't even let him pick where he wants to call the goddamn plays from.
I mean, maybe Mannion was hired to be fired.
At the end of the day, you're right. I'm wrong on this one. When you said this ain't on Sean. This is Nick's call.
Yeah, it is.
This is Nick's call. But unfortunately, Zander, Nick's not going to face, and this is what I talked about when it comes to the accountability of it. He's not going to face the backlash of it. Mannion's going to face it. Do you really think that's accountability? If the offensive coordinator that you hired that has no experience, like you said, no AJ, older O-line, the first-round draft pick. Now, how about this? Let's just take the bullshit off the stuff off. He hasn't even been able to be involved in the offense. Eli Stowers looks like a non-factor. And you want Elijah Moore, Hollywood Brown, and Dontayvion Wicks to pick up the water for AJ and make the passing game better than what it's not been for 5 years?
Yeah, that's a tough ask.
You're asking this guy who's never been in the fire a lot.
Dude, that's a tough ask for
anybody. That's a tough ask for Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus criminy. That is really a tough putt for him, man.
Yeah, I agree. That's a tough putt, is right. That's a tough putt.
I think his biggest challenge is going to be trying to elevate and make it look different. It doesn't have to be with big, giant numbers. You know what it has to be? Zander, don't you have to see this? Hey, they got a first down. They got 5 first downs through the tight end and through the 3-hole wide receiver spot in that Commander game. They really didn't even use you know what would be a great game against the Commanders? DeVonta Smith with 5 catches for 88 yards. And you won the game big because you used everybody else. And Barkley had 109 yards or 110 yards. Goddard had like 70 yards in catches. Wicks had 78, 80 yards. All of a sudden, you're going like this. Wait, 3 guys? Or over? That's a great – would you rather have 3 guys over 80 yards or 2 guys over 90 yards? I'd rather have the 3 guys because you know why? As a defender, I don't know where you're coming at me from. Do you understand that you've been forcing the football to two people for the last 5 years? You know, everyone says you've been forcing the football and you had to force the football to AJ. Well, bro, you forced the ball to DeVonta too.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's easier to get 3 and 4 involved when you don't have to go to, the opportunity cost is smaller. But yeah, it's a tough putt. I mean, I think it's a tough task here for Sean Mannion. But look, at the end of the day, dude, nobody gives a shit that it's a tough task, right?
No.
There's no excuses. I don't care. Well, congrats, bro. You got a tough job,
Welcome to
Philly. Philly's not going to give a rat's ass about that. Welcome to Philly, dude. All right. I got to go to work and break concrete every day for 6 days. I don't give a rat. Go coach the football team to a win on Sunday. I want to watch a good offense when I get off of work. I get it. So we can say it's a tough task, but that doesn't matter much. He's got to be successful.
This Eli Stowers guy, I heard you and John talk, and he doesn't think Calcaterra's making the team, huh?
No, he doesn't. But he also thinks they might do something with
Stowers?
Yeah, putting him on IR to where he misses 4 games.
So what they would do then is he would make the 53-man on Sunday. That coming Monday, they would put him on the IR. He'd miss 4 games out of the gate. Holy shit. A healthy guy going on IR for 4 games? Man, that's not the way you want to start your career, bro.
Yeah, I know. But he's not a this year guy anyway. They've already determined that.
You think that's a mistake pick?
I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not an NFL GM, and I got to give him a little leeway. They've been drafting really good, but reminds me of the good old 2019-20 drafts. Like, we're just, what the fuck?
Whiteside and them guys?
Yeah, who was 19?
Yeah, those guys. So, hey, how do you feel about everything that's going on right now with the team? I mean, how do you feel about them heading into this final? Look, this last exhibition game totally means nothing to. Hey,
it doesn't mean crap. It's hard to feel anything after watching 2 games when you don't see anybody.
I know. Listen, though, here's the one thing I'll tell you, that when John was talking to you about exhibition and Jeff Kerr going, exhibition football is stupid. It is, but it's different in Philly. You know why? Zander, you had 3 jobs open, right? You had a corner job open, you had an edge, and you had a wide receiver job open, correct?
Yeah.
Do you know how many jobs are open in New York with the Jets? 18.
Yeah.
It matters there on what preseason ball looks like. Did you see the Titans play all their starters?
Well, you're the Titans.
Right. It matters.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what do you make of what's going on in Cleveland?
Well, with Watson?
Yeah, with Watson and Sanders and all that shit. Talking shit on the fan base, too. You took a shit on the dog pound, and you think that's going to go over well? Can you imagine doing that shit in Philly?
Another cispod who can't take any accountability.
Bro.
Just say, I understand I'm a controversial person because of what's happened. I hope to earn over all the fans so that they can enjoy watching the Cleveland Browns on Sundays.
Why can't it be that easy to say?
I don't know. But, I think it's the right move because Deshaun has got to be the better quarterback. I mean, I think that this has to be studied. I mean, Deshaun Watson, when that went down, was legitimately a top 5 quarterback. He led the Texans to the AFC Championship game, I think.
Dude, 48 or 45 touchdown passes, 4,800
He
yards.
was absurd.
Absurd great.
Like, literally, and if you think about it, everybody loves to joke about the contract, but imagine if he got back to that. That contract would be the biggest bargain in pro football, $46 million a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the only reason we laughed at him was because he never got back to form. Now, obviously, he missed a lot of time, but man, he fell off. Like, he does not. He looks like he's seeing ghosts. I think everything got to him a little bit. Lost his mojo is a good way to put it, right on the bench. But yeah, I think what you said actually, what you said is the way that you help you. I thought about it like you after you said that. I was like, I probably would have went a different route if he's that polarizing, but You're right. You can't go the other way.
No, you can't go the other way.
So you can get off Watson after a couple years. Or
they're setting him up to fail. They're setting him up
and then you go to Shador and you let Shador take you home. But
and you
look, Shador's got to show more too. I mean, you got to show more as a player too in this league. I mean, and I've been a Shador fan, but Shador's got to play out there.
My wife loves Shador too. My wife loves Shador.
I mean, I like the swagger of him. I like the mentality of him. I like the approach. I kind of like the cockiness a little bit, but it doesn't matter if you're not good, So that's what I think he's got to do, but we'll see.
Would you make of what Angelo said about Philly media, how the Eagles handle everything, how they set everything?
I've known this for a while. Yeah, I mean, I've ever since I've been in the media world, this is my 6th year being here with JAKIB, doing this with JAKIB. So I was 22 when I got involved. Specifically with Philly media. I was doing media before, but specifically with Philly media, that's the way it's always been. I mean, that's just the way it's always been. I mean, I remember because we had people that worked at JAKIB who were very close with the organization and constantly got calls. Constantly. And they towed a line, and those guys weren't even credentialed anymore. So, you see it. It's almost like a club. It's like, you ever seen the movie Fight Club?
It is. It is a club. Yes. By the way, I have.
The first rule of Fight Club, you never talk about Fight Club. It's almost like this unwritten rule that if you ever want to have any relationship, not even a credential, you just want any relationship with the Birds, you're not going to cross the line.
It's why they have partial credentials.
Well, I was saying this too, I think I'm pretty nice to the Eagles. I'm always honest, but I don't think I'm overly critical of them. Maybe some people think I am. The Eagles would never, they let some of these other Eagles YouTubers come to the practices, and they they invite him for a full day. And I was talking to my buddy Gary. I don't know if he's in the chat right now, but I'm like, man, they would never, ever let me do that. Ever. They would never invite me down there. They hate JAKIB. They hate us. Big Dom wouldn't give us that. And that's just, that's kind of who we are. That's that. And I prefer to always be truthful and not bend the knee. I don't bend the knee to anybody in life. I never have. In fact, I've caused a lot of problems in my life. Still am, because I don't bend the knee to people. But I'd rather die on my own vine than latch on to somebody else's.
Good to you. Well, let me tell you one last thing.
They bring up Senor brings up J-Mac real quick just to close it out. Senor, J-Mac gets so much shit. And by the way, J-Mac's not credentialed through JAKIB. He's credentialed through Sports Illustrated. He's not credentialed through JAKIB. And they give him a lot of shit for this network. And that's why he watches what he says on our shows, because they always got somebody listening. They're probably listening right now. Eagles, invite me to train.
Really? At least invite him.
I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, at least invite him. All right, so last thing here. So I get a call from this guy's old man yesterday. Hey, I need you to do something. And you know what? Because Zander still has a ticket on his bulletin board that I fucked him over on.
Yeah, I brought it to the new house.
And I was like, you know what? And because we had such a great time at KP, we have to do this on the 13th. And it gives me enough time to get myself prepared and everything. So we are going to have this tailgate party. How's it going so far? I think it's going good. I mean, I'm not manning the back end of it, but it should be a pretty sick event. I'm in talks with a big security firm right now to protect any flying beer cans that are coming from goofy fucking Eagle fans. But no, I think it should be a great event, dude. You're gonna sit right next to me for this here, man. We're gonna have a great time. Yeah, and I hope people realize, we're as much as we need to make money as a business to operate. These are not, we got $135 get you into the game. Unreal. Get you a sweatshirt, which cost a pretty penny to get made, obviously. So we're doing it for the people we love. We do have such a great community, dude. Media is a tough business, for those who don't know. Most media companies, including the biggest ones that you see. Look at Odyssey.
they're fucking broke.
Yeah, that's
All
right.
right. They're stone broke. They're all broke. You know, Angelo brought up, he thinks it's $7 million. I know the number. You know what WIP pays the Eagles? You said 4.
Yeah.
You know what they paid? You know what they pay the Eagles right now?
No.
$10 million per year. $10 million.
Holy.
Odyssey owns a boatload of stations. They probably have 300 to 500 radio assets. I think it's over 500. 3 of them are profitable.
That's right. I work
WIP,
the Hub,
WFAN,
and the Hub.
And the Hub is where?
In Boston.
The Hub, and they got one more. 1210 PHT's the political station in Philly that they own.
Yep.
It's a losing business. So, you know, we broadcast all through the off season, dude. We're a small company, you know, and
awesome.
we the only reason that we can do that is because of the people that listen to us every single day. And that's a stone cold fact. All right. I'm not making it up. It's not because of sponsors. It's because of people that tune in every day. So I love to do shit where they can get to a game, they can enjoy it and you know, try and get a great opportunity to go down there and enjoy the, you know, thing that they all love. Obviously the most is the Eagles. So we have a shared bond over the team, and I think it's a great opportunity for everybody to be able to go and get together and have fun. You know, put a face to a name. I always say, dude, how high on life was I after the parade?
Oh, you were awesome.
And it wasn't because of the parade. It wasn't because of the parade.
No, it's the people.
It was because I got to meet the people, you know, and hang out with the people that we talk to every day. So it's cool, man. I think it should be a great opportunity.
I'm gonna wear that Jerome Brown jersey.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be real cool.
I'm gonna wear that Jerome Brown jersey. And by the way, it is a bucket. I want to do a tailgate for a Birds game.
Yeah, there's practice tonight. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
6P.
Yeah, so wait a minute. So the media guys can't do any taping or anything, but people in the stands can?
Well, they're not going to do anything, but yeah. It's going to be a glorified passing clinic.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks. I hope you will get involved with that. Make sure you guys
hit the number up, man. Text the number, get it done, man. Get your tickets.
$135. Look what Z's getting. Look what they did here.
We got the game ticket, custom JAKIB Nation hoodie. I'm working on the design now. Big Sills autograph reservation. There'll be a line to get the Sills autograph. We'll be back in lot P. That's what we'll be for the home opener. And then I'll be doing some giveaways, man. I'll bring down some jerseys, some hats, some jackets, a bunch of other stuff to give to the great people of JAKIB Nation. That'll be pretty fun.
I'm looking forward to this, dude. And I am not bailing. I am 1,000. No, 1,000%. 1,000%.
I'll be up there. Let me phone in Sileo.
Wait a minute. Get this. Ready? He invited my wife, too.
Oh, did he? He'll probably put you up in a good spot, too.
Yeah, no, he invited my wife.
Yeah, good. He'll get you set up, dude.
Listen, Kim's coming.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I better get those plane tickets early.
Wait a minute. Get this. So you and your lady go out to some dinner or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. We got to see what that looks like. She's going to be, I don't know about that.
That's right. I forgot about
she's going to be pregnant at that time.
I forgot about the bun in the oven there. I
know what the bun in the oven is. You want to hear?
Yeah, I do.
Give it a guess.
It's a chick.
Everybody got a guess? I said it this morning. So if you heard me this morning, don't feel the need to chime in.
What do you think it is, guys?
What's the bun in the oven?
Yeah, what is it? You think it's a girl or
Steven says girl. Boy. Sue says chick. Prince says girl. Baby Z is on the way, Sills. I'm having a son.
Oh, phenomenal.
The bloodline is secured, Sileo.
Oh, my God. Maximus Krause.
The bloodline is secured. No, I think I'm going Junior.
Zander Jr.
Alexander James Krause.
I love that. Yeah.
Alexander James. So we'll see.
This is going to be, I can't wait to meet everybody. I can't wait to meet your wife, man. I'm looking forward to that. By the way, now it looks like I will.
Oh my gosh. That thing still lives?
Yeah. Listen. Now this thing's going to end up in his hand. This thing's going to end up in his hand. Hey, Z, I love you, dude.
Love you, brother.
I
Let me
will
get
see
out of here. I'm almost done my studio. By the way, your new setup looks freaking awesome,
dude, doesn't it, man?
Oh, it looks so sick.
I got so much I got so many compliments from it too.
It just looks awesome, man.
It does. It makes the camera even look better, doesn't it?
I know. It looks really good. So yeah, I'm excited about that, man. It's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be a big year for JAKIB. We also have some other things working too that won't be as to the forefront to the people that view here, but I just did a deal. I just signed a deal with a company that's going to syndicate our shows to over 200 different digital website platforms and websites and things of that. So we'll be running, and I'm in talks. I'm hoping to get this done too with, they might put us in some 7-Elevens and some gas stations and some airports. So we'll see. I'm working on that. That's a little harder to get, but I'm working on that too. So a lot of good things happening, man.
Listen to this, Z. You know that sports grid thing that I do?
Yeah, they do that. That's who helped me out.
Listen, I get people sending me pictures of me at a bar in Jacksonville,
right?
In like Dallas, Texas. I got one person sending me in Toronto at the airport. It's crazy. That's great stuff.
Yeah, so it's exciting, man. We're gonna have a big year. We need you to have a big year. Obviously, you're gonna run up some awesome guests on the program this year. We're gonna have some. We're hoping to have an awesome year of content for the shows. And look, I hope the Eagles have a great year too, dude. I really do. I hope they have a freaking great year for all the stuff that we talk about. I want the Eagles to win because one, I'm an Eagle fan, and two, it's good for business. So, and Alexander Jr. is coming, and I need some fucking cash to pay for it. All right,
big Z.
Supporting everybody. I love all you guys.
Love you, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow. That's awesome stuff. You got it, man. Absolutely. All right, speaking of that, let's pay some bills here. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, a number one injury law firm in all of America for a reason. That's because they win. With over $30 billion recovered, there is no firm like Morgan & Morgan. Told you about the family in Pennsylvania that was initially offered $650K. They got nearly $30 million in settlement. Or the family in Florida that got offered $350K. They got nearly $12 million in settlement. Do me a favor, folks. Make sure you log on forthepeople.com/big sales or #529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or #529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face. Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Support keeps continuing. You guys are just too much, man. I appreciate you. We all appreciate you very much. Jacob not bending a knee is why we are here. DC4L. Dude, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Hey, Angry, man, thank you so much. That's awesome of you. Look at this too, man. Jim, thank you so much. Congrats on the boy, Big Z. Way to go, dude. That's great. Thank you guys so much, man. That's really cool. Really, without you guys, we don't keep it going. So, hey, as much as we go back and forth, you know, it's becoming clear. At least you guys get me. Do you know, like, I could never be on the air in radio in Philly because you know why? A program director or anyone at the beginning, because of my style, couldn't take it because of all the backlash. And after a while, you go, I kind of get the guy. It's okay. We kind of wear on you like a fungus. Okay, so, I mean, that's why people will go, you know, listen, I'm one of my favorite people. Every time people do this to me, they go, you know, I've been listening to you for like 25 years, Sills, and I can't stand you. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you. I guess. That's not my argument either. You guys are acting like we can't carry the team, but I'm just showing you when he did. Take it or leave it. All the other stuff is just pointless. Jalen Hurts carried a football team one time in his career. He didn't even do it at Alabama. Dak had that too. What did he do with it? I don't understand the Jalen hate. Dude, it's not hate. It's preference. I don't hate the guy. I don't know the guy. I have a preference. Like NFL executives do. They have a preference in style of play. The Eagles have a preference in style of play. Hey, Ronald, don't ever kid yourself. If the Eagles could have Justin Herbert as their starting quarterback, they would. They would. If they could have Josh Allen, they would. It's not hate. It's style of play. Okay, so get this. He doesn't believe that, even though they're changing the offense to a West Coast, so that Jalen can act like what? Brock Purdy? Hey, I want you to throw the ball like Brock Purdy now. Okay. He isn't a choker like Dak. You don't find me saying that. Again, Dak doesn't win because of Jerry Jones. And Dak. Hey, John Elway. Let me see. 6. I would think that John Elway probably has a winning record in the postseason. Barely. He was 0-3. But so that's like 2-1, 6, 6-3. Yeah, he has a winning record. Yeah. For me, Sills, the cool thing for me is my family and I grew up boxing fans, not football. They're all Hurricane fans. Bring United up. Hey, let me say this to you. I grew up a boxing fan. My pop liked boxing a lot. We grew up watching Ali and Foreman and Joe Frazier and those guys. I used to sit around watching that fight and all that stuff with my grandpa all the time. Then we would watch football, and we'd watch Giants football because of Robustelli. Not when Andy played, when Andy was the GM. It's to take the pressure off the O-line because the old ways suck. Yeah, I'm sure. Old ways suck. You're 50 and 18. The old way sucked. Well, we'll see if the new way is anything. Get this. Reyes just said the old way sucked. You have no idea what the new thing is. None. All right. I sure hope it's as good. Always 40 and 18. Thank you. 14 and 18. That's a heck of a record for a guy who's 2-3 in Super Bowls. Remember that. He's 2-3. I think he lost 3 Super Bowls, and he's 2-3 in the Super Bowls. The question is, Jalen successful in this offense. Will you give him props finally or find something else? No. Well, it depends. If they win the same way they won in 24, he's a caboose. What's the props? He didn't fuck it up? Okay. If he's the catalyst, like he was in 22, then it's a different conversation. Jalen Hurts was a caboose in 24, dude. Hey, we will find out this year, though. Herbert, no more excuses. Allen, no excuses. Hurts will suck, right? I don't know. I don't know what your offense. Hey, Ronald, wake me up when your offensive coordinator knows where to call plays. Booth or the sideline. Then I'll let you know. I mean, they don't even know. You don't even know where your coordinator's going to call plays. Why don't you call? He should just go home and call plays from Angelo's living room. Rico, I missed your super. Let me get it here. Let's see here. If I did, I will get it right now. Let's see. Well, I don't see it, Rico. Okay. Well. Yeah, I don't see it. Sills. Oh, this is way back. Sills, you have to get Joy at the tailgate for my boy Leon. Yeah, no, that ain't happening. Who do you think he wants to be picked up in a? She wants to be picked up in a Prius. I mean, the guy Leon sent $2 over when Joy was on. Joy and I showed her and I go, Joy, this guy wants to meet you, and I go, he wants to pick you up in a Prius. And so I was like, yeah. She's like, nah, I'm pretty good. Yeah, I go, Leon's got a Prius. And he wants to take you over and buy you a PBR. Yeah. Okay. I mean, right, Ronald? Joy. Oh no, he's infatuated with Joy. Sills, you ever spoke to Thomas Mott listening to a live last year? He didn't say much, but he dissed you. Who's Thomas Mott? Hey, wait a minute. Is he another one of those guys? What's that guy's name? What was that guy's name? What was it? Horde Brunson? What's that guy's name? Horde Brunson? Is that another one of these guys? Thomas Mott? and Horde Brunson. Sileo's racist. He's such a... Hey, I don't really care. You ready? Queen Brunson. Hey, that guy's so mad. Oh, and I just blocked him. I'm sick of these people. His little weirdo crew, they're weird. I don't know why I haven't done that before. I'm not. If you're stupid, you're getting blocked from now on. I don't care. Seals, what would you consider a successful season for this team? Win the division? Win 12 games? Get out of the opening round of the playoffs? Depending on if you're healthy or not? Depending how the divisional or the NFC championship game go? Everything's in context, dude. Hey, I got to tell you, I blame the Rams not going to the Super Bowl because of Sean McVay's way of coaching. Some of that time management shit, I think that's on his ass. I think the 49ers had an exceptional season last year. They won 12 football games. They finished third in their division. Purdy was out for 8 weeks. And they beat the Eagles in the playoffs. And they lost all those players. That's a successful season. All that adversity they overcame, they had no right being in the playoffs. That team should have never been in the playoffs. Sills, mine, you block yourself. What? What? Championship game, NFC? Sills, what coaches you think are on the hot seat? Oh, I think that guy in Cincinnati. I think Dan Campbell. I would put, the guy in Cincy, Dan Campbell, Todd Bowles, Shane Steichen. I'd put them dudes in there. Aaron Glenn, Jets. I think he's in that conversation. See, Nick? I don't know. So Nick's on a hot seat for winning. Here's something I'll defend Nick on. So Nick wins division. He wins 11 games. He's never missed the playoffs, and he's on the hot seat. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. All right, pay some bills here. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason. Folks, I tell you this, John and Ultima Morgan started this company over 25 years ago. And make no mistake, if you're ever hurt on the job, they will defend you like no other. There's no company like it. It's family run, family owned. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Sales sent you.
There's a reason the flappy, flaily, inflatable tube man dominated the dance-off.
Throw the money in the air. Throw the money in the air. Make it rain, count it up, put it there.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Battle Royale tomorrow. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you guys so much. Man, we're getting closer and closer to the start of the season. Make sure you go and check out, too, that great tailgate party, too. So we're looking forward to having you guys out there. Only $135 for you guys to be involved in that on December 13th. We will see you 2 to 6 tomorrow, and we will see you on the flip side.